RD Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Breaking news. Things are not looking good right now when it comes to Ralph Dellavecchio. We did not get a shimmy in the intro. That's probably going to be L number 4, 5, 6, 10, 25. Doesn't really matter at this point. It's hard to keep track. So probably another L coming for Ralphie tonight, but we got a big show in store for you. This is a little PHIX AM and the PM special. Every Wednesday night, we're brought to you by our doc, Make Him Yours. That's Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, Burlington, Cherry Hill, Princeton locations. Find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. Tom Arnone, Ryan Brodo, Ralph Dellavecchio, Pete Evans, Frank Vespe, Greg Milakovic. It's movie night at the Milakovic household. So the popcorn's getting popped and the legs are going up. So enjoy yourself, Greg. The show must go on, and here we are. And we got a bunch to talk about tonight. We'll do dumbest thing of the week, right? Is that what you guys do? Dumbest thing of the week?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, dumbest thing of the week. NBA Disney hotel selection. So if the NBA does play, which we assume they're going to, they're going to be assigned hotels. So if we were players, which hotels would we want to stay at? So have a little fun game of that. Brandon Brooks replacement. Who is it? What do they do? Are you okay with Matt Pryor? I mean, everything's on the table tonight, babe. So fire away, chime it in, let us know. And our main topic at hand, with a combo of Brandon Brooks, obviously, is the NFL 2020 defensive rankings. And that ties into our poll question brought to you by Ambuck Services, AMBUCK Services.com. Tell them the boys from A2D saying it 20% off. All right, how about that? Deck restoration, gutters, gutter guards, gutter installation, anything outside your house, that's 20% off. AmbuckServices.com. The poll question, the Eagles have a top 10 defense in the NFL. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. That's where you can find us, and everywhere you get your podcast family. We're there as well. Subscribe, like, follow, share, whatever the hell you got to do to help us continue to blow up, because we're here for you, and we're going to be here for you all night. All night, because I know people are upset. You know, I mean, it feels like 2020 can't get worse. You know, we've dealt with so much, and now Brandon Brooks, you're really going to you're really Brandon Brooks this right now. We could deal with hearing the world was going to end this week sometime, but telling us Brandon Brooks is really, you're really doing this to us when we didn't really address offensive line early on in the draft at all, which is something we usually pride ourselves in. But our top 10 defensive rankings are going to be fun tonight. We're all going to have our list of top 10. Where do the Eagles rank if you do have them in the top 10? And if you have them outside the top 10, let us know where they rank then. There as well. The Eagles have a top 10 defense in the NFL. Agree or disagree? I agree completely. And it wasn't just Darius Slay. So this is what I have to continue to get out for myself. It's not this Darius Slay, people. That's not the reason they go in the top 10 for me. It's Darius Slay with the addition of Hargrave and the addition of Roby Coleman. So not only do you beef up your D-line a little more, which we're big fans of here, okay, but not only do you go get an island guy at corner, you go get the best inside guy, the best slot guy in football, and a guy who takes the football away too. So that's why they jump for me. You get a more athletic safety at this point of their career in Jalen Mills than Malcolm Jenkins. More athletic, not saying better, just more athletic at this point of their careers. Okay, so I look at our secondary and say, man, they made a big jump in my eyes, a big jump. Okay, you tell me, oh, tell me who's playing the other side? Who's playing the other side? There's like 15 guys to choose from. All right, so somebody's going to say, I want to play out there. Somebody is, and your life's easier playing with two corners like that as well. So to me, it's Sidney Jones, though. It's not even a question. But time will tell on that. But right now, that's why they jump into the top 10 for me. All right, it's not about the offense. It's not, it's not about anything else. We already know what we have. Our front is loaded up. It has been. Are we weak at linebacker? Yeah, I'm not comfortable there, but I'm comfortable on the outside. Does that make sense? Like, when you talk about Jatavis Brown and then you talk about maybe Davion Taylor or Nate Gary or whoever on the other outside, it's like, okay, we got athletic guys that can run, and hopefully we can get sideline to sideline. The uncomfortability comes in the middle, but that's where I'm loaded up at my tackle position. So hopefully that helps everything on the back end of that. And besides that, I'm in a great spot in the secondary. This is a top 10 defense in the NFL. And honestly, if you don't think so, I think you need to buy a clue. I really, truly do. I truly do. You're just coming in hating if they're not a top 10 defense in the NFL. There's not a lot of great defenses. So don't go telling me there's a ton of great defenses out there. I mean, it's top loaded, it's front loaded. But after that, I mean, you could just throw some names around. I mean, you really can. When you're talking about 9 and 10, when I was getting 10, it was just like, who do you want to fill in the blank here, right? Fill in the blank. So it's not like it's like that many great defenses. So the Eagles are a top 10 defense. And, we're going to circle the room, and then we'll obviously give off our Dylan Renner says, sorry, either way, Dylan, I hope I got it right. I gave you the combo. You know what I mean? I gave you the combo, so I can't get it wrong, really. Slay will put up 100 yards on Slay. Slayton equals the GOAT. Yeah, I mean, maybe. I mean, guys put up 100 yards on guys all the time. I'm not gonna take the bet. Fair? Like, I'm not gonna say, oh yeah. I'll bet you that. I mean, guys do that. Guys get beaten this league. So I think they're a top 10 defense. Family, what do you say? And guys, get into it. Agree or disagree? The Eagles have a top 10 defense in the NFL.
Go ahead, Ralph.
Oh, okay.
Not ready.
Why is everybody in Switzerland again? Why is there an echo?
I don't know, Frank.
Oh,
I don't know.
I'm upset.
Jesus. Came in hot.
This is why I'm glad I wasn't the dog last week. You know what I mean? With that kind of snap. They're going to snap. You know what I mean? Scared what you're putting in the kibbles.
I'm over here if you need me.
Go ahead, Ralph.
I agree to the poll. I think the rate around 8 or 9 in the league right now. Obviously, you touched on, Tommy. The front four is nasty, right? The rotation was, excuse me. And obviously, I have it Hargrave in the offseason as well. Obviously, on the outside, you have Slay, but there's still that one question mark on the outside is Sidney Jones, right? So this is his year, right? This is his year to show Howie that, hey, you can give me that money in the offseason after this year's finished, and I can be an Eagle for a good amount of time. But the only question mark I have is obviously the linebackers, right? Because once you get past the defensive linemen, man, those linebackers, it's thin back there, man. I don't care, what the names are back there. It's still thin. It's still a big question mark to this defense. Is those linebackers?
Well, listen, you go around the board. Most defenses lower in your top 10 are going to have weaknesses somewhere.
Oh, absolutely.
So to me, I mean, it's not an excuse. I mean, I'm selling you on Brown, right? We don't know enough about Davion Taylor, but Brown at least has a history when he's on the field. And Uchino, when he was on with us, praised how much of a hard worker he was. Yeah, so I'll take some confidence in that. And a guy who's had 80, 90 tackles in this league before and is still only 26 years old. Right, so
absolutely,
I'll take a chance.
I agree with that. I just think that's just the one big hole in this defense. Out of everything, it's the linebackers. That's the glaring hole, right? Because you have two guys in your division that both teams give the ball 30 times to. So if they get past the defensive line, I mean, your linebackers are thin right now, man. They are. We still don't know anything about Jatavius Brown yet. I mean, he was somewhat injured last year, right? And he's on that 1-year deal, right? And then you got a couple rookies as your other linebackers. And I mean, is Nathan Jerry a legitimate starter in the NFL? I guess the Eagles think so because he's back, because he's here. You know what I mean?
Is he? No. Can he get away with it with that kind of front? Yes. Right?
I would hope so, Tommy. I would hope so. Hope so.
This isn't crowning anybody. Brown, I can see really being an impact guy for us, right?
No, I think Jatavius is going to be okay. As much as I knocked the signing and stuff like that, and you know how it was, I think he's going to be okay. But outside of him, it's still, I mean, you have 3 to 4 rookies, and then you have Nathan Jerry, right? So
don't forget about TJ Edwards.
Oh, and TJ Edwards. My bad. Forgot.
Duke Riley too.
Oh, forgot. Sorry, Duke Riley. Yeah.
I mean, it's not in great shape, but with Fletcher, when you're paying that much money, Fletcher Cox, Malik Jackson, Hargrave, Brandon Graham, right? Derek Barnett, big asset, right? In terms of you use a first-round pick on him. Okay, when you have that much up front, usually you're going to lack some things in the linebacker position, especially when you never address it, right?
Yeah.
Like, you really never address it, so you're already lacking there. So we just got to hope that this front's so good and so disruptive that it allows them guys to be to have less bodies on them to be able to make plays back there. And then we already know, Rodney tackles well, Jalen tackles well, right? So we already know that Slay. I don't know. Don's got to tell me if he likes getting his beak wet or not, because I don't know if Slay likes to get his beak wet or not. Roby Coleman tackles okay, and then the other corners like Avonte Max will tackle you. Sidney, I haven't had a problem with tackling when he's been on the field, but so the other guys will tackle you. So that's got to be your whole defense got to tackle well, Ralph. So
I totally agree on that point.
We're weak there. We're weak there. So, but I agree with you. Also, we're a top 10 defense. Who's next? Who's jumping Who's jumping?
I'll go.
Ryan sounds so upset about going right there, didn't he, Ralph?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I know this is gonna be. I disagree to the poll. I do.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
Oh,
Wow.
You shut up. Do you want to go back to the conversation we had last night where you're like, oh, Ryan, you actually have some good points? I wish that was on tape. I wish every conversation was on tape with you, because it changes every day. Maybe every hour it changes.
I can claim witness to that.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, well, that's a good points, Ryan. If anything, you flipped since 24 hours ago, Ralphie, so we can go down that road.
You changed, Ryan.
Well, no. I haven't changed. I haven't. But at the end of the day,
I don't know if you're going to have good points on this. So go ahead.
I look at it that, listen, every defense has question marks, so I'm not trying to say that, even at the top, the guys that we have ranked or the defenses we have ranked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, et cetera, they're perfect defenses by any means. No, that doesn't exist. But I can't comfortably say they have a top 10 defense when I look up and down the roster and they have 6 major question marks on the defensive side of the ball, just starter-wise.
We're 6. We're 6.
Well, you look at it, you start with the second cornerback position, and I like Sidney Jones. I want to believe that Sidney Jones.
Say one, go ahead. I got to get to 6.
Jalen Mills he's going to be replacing a Malcolm Jenkins. Malcolm Jenkins, whether he's old or not, he's pretty freaking good. The 3 linebackers, and then obviously you look at Derek Barnett. Derek Barnett's a guy who's
question mark. It's just, are you going to sign him or not? I mean, he still can get to the quarterback. I want to say he's a question mark.
Yeah, but I think his most consistent factor is that he's inconsistent.
Yeah, but you said major question mark. He's not a
I think it's major. I do. I think going from, he's a rotational guy to where
nobody else on the D-line, then he's a major question mark, right? If the D-line's weak, then it's a major question mark. When the rest of the D-line's loaded, it's just there's no way. There's no major question marks then. That's how it goes.
And I will add Malik Jackson coming back from a major injury. I wouldn't say it's major, but that's huge. That's big. I don't say it's huge because I don't have him slotted as a starter. He's more of a rotational guy.
Brought in. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's why I don't say 7. That's why I don't say 7 major changes.
And I don't even think Jalen's a major question mark. I let you have that one, but I don't even think that's a major question mark. Question mark? Sure. Mm-hmm. Question mark. Major? No, because it's not like he hasn't been a starter in this league. You know what I mean? So if he never started or never played safety in his life, then maybe I could buy into a guy that never even started a corner. Now he's playing safety. I can't buy into that. You know what I mean?
Well, I think it's the combination of losing Malcolm Jenkins, who obviously he played every snap.
Because I don't care. He played every snap. His production was low as shit. I can put a lot of guys back there that have the same production, if not more. I hate to say it because I'm going to get a lot of heat for this. His production last year really wasn't any good for being on the field as much as he was. I give him a ton of credit for being on the field, being a hell of a competitor, having a great career. But at this point in his career, he was on the downside. He's on the downside of his career, right? And that's why that's why I told you earlier. I think that's why we're going to disagree on this one, because I think it's an upgrade back there in Jalen Mills right now. It's an upgrade. You got younger, more athletic, and a starter who did the same thing Malcolm did. He's doing the same thing Malcolm did. It's almost a perfect fit. Listen, Malcolm was crucified in New Orleans at corner, crushed, couldn't cover, couldn't do this, couldn't do that, crushed there, moved the safety. Wasn't fast enough. That was the whole thing about him. Wasn't fast enough. Moved the safety and found his niche. I think Jalen can do the same thing. That's why I'll go question mark, right? Because we got to see it, but I can't go major. That's the only one. So I'll give you the 3 linebackers, even though I think it's 2 of the 3 are major question marks. The other one is a question mark because will he be healthy? You know, he seems like he has some injury issues.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'll buy into like, okay, there's four major question marks, but you could even take Sidney out and cut that out and be like, well, Vontae Maddox has started in this league and can play the outside.
Yeah,
so,
I'm just not.
So I'm just not. You have another guy behind him who started in this league. Not saying he can play the outside or
yeah, like
so
for
there's
me,
but major is the 2 linebacker positions.
I just look at the entire situation and I see, okay, kind of like last season. Aside from Slay, it's just and Coleman. Coleman's, he's a very good, in his role, but I'm not even equating it because to me that's not a question mark. It's just a bunch of stuff back there. Like, yeah, I like that it's Sidney and LeBlanc and Maddox. Like, I like that.
That's a lot of stuff, but nobody's 7 deep at corner.
No. But my whole thing is whether it's Jones or Maddox or LeBlanc filling in that second.
You got 3 Pro Bowlers in your secondary. And I don't know what else people want. I mean, Rodney McLeod's a former Pro Bowler. You have 3 Pro Bowl caliber players in your secondary. It doesn't get much. It doesn't get much better than that. And Rob, I didn't put Jalen in as one of them Pro Bowlers. Okay, I'm just saying Rodney McLeod, Slay, and Coleman are 3 Pro Bowl caliber players.
Yeah, that's
so. Good. So I mean, how much more we're gonna have guys that we don't know about, right? So I say major is who the hell's playing the outside linebacker position? Who the hell's playing middle linebacker position? They're major question marks that I have. Besides that, there's question marks. That's the only thing I disagree. We disagree on how high of a level we look at this the question mark.
And I also keep and listen, fam at home, it's to me it's the same thing as the offense to where they're just outside of the top 10. If I did a top 15, they'd probably be 11, 12, or 13. So
you're down on this football team. That's what we're saying. You're down on this football team. I can't believe that 2020's worn you out. 2020's worn you out. You're now officially down. You're gonna put them at 11 or 12, which means you don't believe.
Well, let me ask you that's false because let me ask you this: if they're a top 11 offense and if they're a top 11 defense, they're a playoff team.
Yeah,
that's a playoff team. I have them as a borderline playoff team.
Don't let that word slip by your family. That was he just.
I mean, they just lost to freaking Brandon Brooks. I mean, they lost some guys. I mean, I don't think anybody's comfortable right now.
I'm comfortable. I think that's
all right.
Listen, Brandon Brooks is going to get hurt at some point this year anyway. I tried telling you all that.
At least we'll have him for 3 games. At least we'll have him for 3.
I said bring back Big V. And we're all right. I said overpay Big V because somebody's going to go down and you're going to wish we had him.
I agree.
That 20-something million in cap, 26 million would have been nice if we had 8 of it or spent 8 to 10 on Big V this year.
Maybe part of it, like I said, you could say I'm down on this football team because the last 2 years I selected them this time of year to win the freaking Super Bowl. So yeah, I mean compared to the last 2 years, yeah, I'm down on them. But I think in a retooling, however you want to summarize the quarterback factor year, whatever you want to label this season, where you have a lot of interchanging moving parts, you already lost a major piece on the line.
Right.
I mean, you have guys around this city saying they're not even going to make they have no shot at making the playoffs. To me, idiots. I mean, I don't want to name names, but people that do this for a living. I'll just say that.
Analysts. Gotcha.
Yes, the experts, quote unquote. So to me, I have them. I had them 11th in offense. I have them 11th or 12th in defense. If that comes true, and some guys overachieve, say Sidney Jones actually stays on the field and he's healthy, or Avante plays there.
I don't think it matters. I don't think that my question mark position matters because you have so much star power at other spots. Like that's how I look at it. I got Fletcher Cox, right? I got Brandon Graham. I got Hargrave, who's a damn good defensive tackle that nobody even talks about, right? Okay, the rest of my D line, I got Malik Jackson, but I'm talking about right. I go on my secondary. I got Slay. I got Coleman, right? I got some star power here and guys that can play this game at a high level. So usually when you have that, them other positions usually work themselves out. You know what I mean? And you fall into the top 10 usually. You know what I mean? Because some other positions, if Fletcher Cox is healthy all year because you can rotate defensively, right? And move guys on your defensive front, then guess what? This defense is definitely going to be a top 10, right? So, I mean, that's everywhere. If Aaron, go around the league, Khalil Mack goes down, Chicago's still a top 10. I don't know.
No shot.
They all got weaknesses.
He runs that defense, Tommy. If Khalil Mack goes, he can sniff that defense goodbye out there in Chicago.
And I'll add,
come on, man. Dude, we saw it the first year he was with Chicago. That first game, that Sunday night game when they played Green Bay.
Right. You have the Patriots in your top 10.
Yeah, I have the Pats up there.
So that's not, if you had the Patriots in your top 10, the Eagles should definitely be in your top 10.
Oh, absolutely.
Because if you look at them, the Patriots lost a ton. The only reason they're in my top 10 is out of respect. Really, I could put them 11 or 12. Because
well, at the end of the day, the reason why they still remain top 10, top 5 for me, they have somebody the Eagles didn't lose, and that's Belichick. As long as they have Belichick. I mean, we didn't have a Belichick. We lost. We have Jim Schwartz.
No, they're fucking Jim Schwartz.
They're top 5. They're top 5 in mine. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying the Eagles secondary is – you could make a case better than that defense right now.
The Patriots secondary?
No, there are our defense. You can make a case is better than theirs right now from what they lost. They lost
talent wise, maybe, but scheme. Yeah.
Oh, listen, stop the scheme, stop Bill. I'm talking about you look at rosters. What defense would you rather have right now? And I have the Patriots higher than the Eagles, but I'm just saying, really think about it. Put a gun to my head. You start
if I'm looking at names on the list, probably the Eagles defense.
Yeah,
I'm looking at names on the list. Yeah,
they lost a lot. Van Noy. I mean, the list goes on. They lost 4 or 5 significant starters on that defense. That's hard to overcome. That's hard. No matter how good your secondary is, that's hard to overcome.
The only other thing I'll add too, I think that you and I kind of differ on too. I think I'm higher, and I think it will be revealed when we do these lists. I'm higher on a few defenses than I think you are. So that also kind of pushes the Eagles down a few. I'm really high on some, I don't want to say young up and coming defense because there's 2 that are really freaking good that have been really good. But like, I think I'm higher on that. So that's why they get pushed a little bit here.
You think you know a guy, Ralphie?
Yeah, right. I know. And he just flips in a matter of 24 hours. It's just
flipped.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, now I feel guilty. I said anybody disagrees with the poll, they're an idiot. Stop watching. Well,
don't feel guilty. Listen,
it's gonna be that quick. I thought we were gonna have a clean sweep, top 10.
Clean sweep, and then
Ralphie, you stay comfortable over there, brother. You're making the sheets, all right? By the end of this.
I love it. I love it.
Pete, Eagles top 10 NFL.
Come on now, Pete. Top
10 NFL defense in 2020.
Now, we basing this question off of talent alone.
Oh, damn it.
Talent alone.
Yeah,
no, I think it's off expectation.
Acquisitions, past performance.
Do you expect them to finish as a top 10 defense at the end?
No.
Okay.
No. No, and the reason why.
Well, that's not the poll question, though. That's not the poll question.
Okay, that's true too. That's not the poll question.
So, that's not the poll question, though. The poll question.
Have a top 10 defense in the NFL.
In the NFL,
so TA, and your heart of hearts right now, at the end of the year, you think there'll be a top 10 ranked defense?
Yes.
Yes. Why do you think that?
2 reasons. Talent, and y'all gonna sit here and you can say whatever you guys want. You can say whatever you want about Jim Schwartz, all right? You think the grass is always greener somewhere else. I know that.
I'm not saying that. I don't like the way he plays.
This defense is going to be lights out in the red zone like they always are, and they're going to be better, and they're going to take the football away more. Their recipes are for top 10, and I got legitimate NFL defense coordinator. Jim Schwartz is the top 10 defense coordinator in football. Agree or disagree? Nobody, y'all better not disagree with that shit. Y'all better not disagree.
Yeah,
first and foremost, let me answer the original question first. So.
I'm going to switch it.
They give up, true. In the red zone, they shut shit down. But they going to give up yards all day. So I think in the top 10 of yards allowed, they won't be there. Maybe other categories, but I'm with Ryan on certain things. I'm not as low on Derek Barnett as he is, but I'm not as high as you are either. I just don't think that he's not. But he's a defensive end, but behind him, who else do you have? You got Josh Sweat. You know what I mean? So
Hassan Ridgeway.
He's a D tackle.
Sharif Miller.
Are we going to have 4 D tackles and then Brandon Graham? I mean, because essentially we're all banking on the fact that Javon Hargrave, Fletcher Cox, and then Malik Jackson is going to kick in. That's going to be a NASCAR package. But he's a D tackle. Don't get me wrong. I like Malik Jackson a lot, but that is frankly something we got to see. So there are some questions, but I forget one of you guys said it. But the way that the teams in our division run the ball, linebacker is huge. Now, Jim Schwartz's defense, we all sit here and talk about it. He does his line, go get ball. Linebackers come clean up. Who's going to do that right now against Saquon and Zeke? I mean, Zeke has COVID right now, but still, who's going to do that against Saquon 2 games a year? And listen, if Darius Geis stays healthy, but even if you don't have Darius Geis, you got AP behind him, and then you got Antonio Gibson behind him. So it's not as clear cut. I think they have a legit shot to make the top 10. Yes, but it's definitely in the second half. It's not as I'm not locked in like you and Ralphie are. I'm just not as locked in.
Hold on. Is there front a top 10 front in football?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. I'm just going to circle the board. Is there secondary top 10 in football?
No.
No.
Yo. Yeah,
that second corner. You can have 10 bodies. You can have 10 bodies to be a second corner. If none of the fucking 10 bodies is good, what's the point?
It's not about having 10 bodies. You know, Avante. Listen. You know, Sydney. You know, Sydney's going to play. All right.
Yes. Is he going to play well?
I think he does. All right, but if not, you know, Avante Maddox can start in this league and play out there if he needs to. And I don't even like Avante like that, but he can. So it's somebody you know can play at least. You've seen him play. You don't gotta love him, but you're not gonna have Pro Bowlers all back there. So
that's true. But Jalen playing safety, we all can see that. And let's be honest. We all sit here and we watch this team the last 3 or 4 or 5 years. Who would you rather have playing safety? We've seen this. Would you rather have Rasul playing safety, or would you have Jalen playing safety?
Jalen
and Rasul. Have both. I mean, really. I mean, neither one's a great corner to me. Rasul,
true.
Jalen's a better corner than Rasul is.
I think
Rasul's a better ball hawk.
Yeah, I think Rasul would thrive. I think he would thrive at the safety position. I think he would.
Already won going into the season. We already think that Jalen Mills is going to be playing out of position because there's somebody on his team that probably can excel better. But Jalen Mills has the defensive coordinator's trust. So already by having his trust, Rasul may be the odd man out. And I mean, Rasul's not doing himself any favors when you look at his social media and some of his posts. But nevertheless, I love the addition of Marquez Manuel. The DC who got outed in Atlanta, he was a scapegoat. Him coming in and being our DBs coach, we have to see how that progresses our DBs and see if they can.
I mean, already it's a huge upgrate after losing Corey Unwin. So
Don's right hand man, Corey Unwin.
Yeah.
But I mean, they can easily finish in the top 10. I'm 55-45. Don't agree with the poll. As close as you can get.
All right,
my guy Pete. That's my guy.
You know, you think you know some people.
Oh,
Tommy,
you can't even come up with an original thing to say. Now you're taking Tom's catchphrases.
Well, it's just they don't respect fronts anymore.
No, they don't. They don't.
I do.
Damn shame.
And
but you can be the front.
And you finally go out and get an island guy, a ball hawk in your secondary,
and it still doesn't move the needle. You know,
that doesn't move it enough. And then you go and say, you know what? Let me go get the best nickel guy in football. Doesn't move the needle enough.
I will say this about Roby Coleman: he gets to his job early.
Mm-hmm.
Take that for what you will. He likes to get to his spot a little earlier before the ball is thrown, and may come into a little contact. So I like that. He early bird gets the worm. I would love Logan Ryan or Prince Namukamura right now. Love it. I don't know what's going on.
I don't want Prince Namukamura. Prince Namukamura, stay wherever the hell
He's
you
serviceable.
Serviceable.
I'll take Logan Ryan.
I'll take Logan Ryan.
I'll pass on Prince.
I'll Prince on Prince. I mean, he just doesn't do it for me. I'd rather give Sidney that opportunity then. You know what I mean? But Logan Ryan's an upgrade to Sidney Jones, so I'll take it. Prince Mukamura to me, I don't know if he is. Because if Sidney can play, I think he can play. Like, I think he's going to have a good year. I think it just takes pressure off whoever that other guy is when you have two vets that are damn good at their job, playing out there with you. But we'll see.
Marquez Manuel may be the savior of Sidney Jones' career.
Hopefully.
That's Spellman.
I mean, Howie needs it.
Spellman
doesn't need to, man. Playing safety. He's got, He's got to play a little center field. We're not worried about Giants. The Giants stink. They flat out stink. Frank to the poll. The Eagles have a top 10 defense in the NFL. Agree or disagree?
I actually agree with the poll.
There we go, Frank.
So, as Ryan said, there are some question marks, especially with the linebackers. And, of course, you need to figure out who's going to play opposite Darius Slay. This is a huge year for Sidney Jones. I hope he steps up. Jalen Mills, hopefully he'll be comfortable playing at safety. Once again, the big glaring hole, it's the linebackers. I hope, we have our faith in Nate Gary, TJ Edwards, Shatavis Brown, Davion Taylor, Sean Bradley. You hope we can get something out of those 5 linebackers.
Yeah, you would hope, Frank.
You would hope. But I didn't do a top 10 once we get the graphics up. But had I done a top 10, the Eagles are 10 for me. They are a good defense, but there are several defense that are a lot better than that. So with that, I agree with the poll, but they are low in the top 10 for me.
Okay.
Fair. Fam, where do you have them? I think the ones that really have a pulse for this football team have them in the top 10. But I mean, we can debate that maybe another day.
Can I ask you guys this too? Are we ready for another year? I think it's going to be 3 straight years where we're talking week 6, week 9, at the end of the year, talking about, where's Fletcher Cox been? Where's that milk cart? Seems like every year we're talking about, Fletcher Cox, we have Fletcher Cox, and then he doesn't ever play like Fletcher Cox.
No, because I think having a guy next to him is going to help.
Yes. Having Hargrave there is going to help him out a lot. I think if Malik would have stayed healthy last year.
Yeah, and going to that point, with you saw, when they combined Timmy Jernigan and him, it freed up Fletcher Cox because he wasn't double teamed anymore. You know what I mean? You had a guy that was at least dominant next to him that could free him up a little bit. Now you added Hargraves, a guy that from Pittsburgh who was you heard his name every single time they played. I mean, gives Fletcher Cox another breathing room. So I think he'll be all right.
Pelletero Pingus says trade Rasul Douglas for a guard. What kind of guard are we getting there? We trade him for a
market has been pretty
Are we getting a point guard?
Is Dennis Kelly a guard? We can just trade him back from Tennessee.
All right, we'll find Dorial Green Beckham.
Yeah, sign DGB.
We have, and we'll get him.
Yeah. Spellman, he says the Eagles have no cover linebackers and secondary is trash. Giants fan I am, but open your eyes. Lost a leader in a locker room in Jenkins. No Wentz is not the leader.
Listen, Sean, all due respect, I'm not reading your comments on that because once you say Wentz isn't the leader, you're clueless. So I mean that's fine. You can say whatever you want about the linebackers, whatever the hell else you want. You start talking about he's not a leader. It's just stupidity. You have zero feel for this football team. Then you don't watch them. You don't know. I mean, that's just an unfair statement. Because you're an observer. That's all you are. You're not in it like us. So to say that is, and that proves you're not locked in like we are. So I digress.
And I get it with the whole Malcolm Jenkins lost the leader point of it, but another leader can't step up until a leader leaves. So everything on paper, it looks like we lost a lot, but give a chance for some of these young guys to step up and take that helm and fill that void. I think Rodney McLeod, I think that's why they re-signed him, is because they look at him, maybe he could be that next leader. And maybe Fletcher Cox now has more on his plate. You never know who's going to lead in that locker room. But just to say, don't get me wrong, Malcolm Jenkins, we lost a lot. But I will say this once again, and I've been on this train for a while. Malcolm Jenkins, we lost a lot in the locker room. I don't know how much we lost on the field. That may rub some people the wrong way. But to me, that's just the God's honest truth.
Yeah, I love Malcolm, but he's getting older. And I think Jalen, for people to say, like Spillman or anybody, like Jalen's a great leader. Jalen's been a vocal leader for this football team. So to act like you're replacing it with Joe Schmo, I think is unfair too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's my whole thing with it. I'm not crowning Jalen, but Jalen's a leader on this football team and his defense. And at this point in the career, everybody begged for him to get moved to safety. He does.
Mhm.
And it's because Malcolm's not here anymore. And then people, that doesn't make people happy. So it's like you just can't win sometimes back there. But all I know is anything can take the ball away more than we did last year.
Whew.
Anything.
Yeah.
Anything back there, you would think.
Yep.
Hey, Roscoe, what are you talking about?
I'm not touching it with a 50-foot.
Yusuf says, hot take, and Tom will be mad at me for saying this, but the Washington Redskins will have a top 5 defense, which will be better than the Eagles at the end of the season. Rivera and Jack Del Rio are the reasons why.
No, and Yusuf knows I like the Redskins defense, but stop. Stop. We got in the secondary.
Fabian Monroe, Tommy.
We got in the secondary. I mean, outside of your front is loaded up. I get that, but outside of that, it's like,
Right.
And I love Del Rio, and I
They
like
lost their biggest piece in Josh Norman.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you can be top 10. I mean, maybe. I mean, I have you right outside the top 10 because I love that front so much. But I think offenses dictate this a little bit too.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, when I had the Bears right underneath the Eagles, it's because I don't trust their offense enough.
Right.
They're going to be on the field a lot, so I'm expecting an upgrade on an upgraded offense. Right. And Sean, stop it. Okay, I expect an upgraded offense. So I expect that to help the defense out as well. Sean, it's a different voice, which got exposed for being quiet when needed to step up. Yes, he got vocal, but a lot of the players don't believe in Wentz. Josina told you, you know what I mean? You're an issue. You don't even know this because you don't even watch. You don't even watch.
I was on Sean's side at the very beginning too, and then it all went away.
If you guys are on his side at any
point,
no,
I'm talking about when he's talking about the defense.
I know, but if you're on his side at any point at the beginning, you probably should reconsider your side. I mean, more things are adding up for you two to reconsider your answer to the poll question.
Well,
as we ventured here.
Well, I'll counter with that by saying our man, who's I'll call him Movie Night Greg, he chimed in earlier, and this isn't a good sign for you and Ralphie and Frank. He agrees to the poll. That's not good. That's not good.
That's good.
It's an indictment. Oh, now, now
it's good.
Now it's good.
No, it's listen. It's not bad. I mean, now you're acting like the guy has no sports knowledge now.
Oh, no, he has a feel.
Well, that's not what it sounded like, Greg. I hope you heard that. I hope
he's watching the movie.
That resonated with you.
He's watching the movie. He's now.
Yeah, well, maybe he goes back.
He's engaged right now. It's whatever he's doing. Let him be engaged to whatever he's doing.
Tristan, I think Malik's going to play inside. He's going to play outside. I think it's going to be a little combo. I think you're going to see him in both spots. He might play a little more inside. He might play outside, but he's going to double dip. You know what I mean? So I think we're going to see that combination from him.
Can we? Does anybody know if Malik Jackson has dropped like 20 pounds so he can be leaner to play DN?
No, but he was the same thing in Jacksonville and seemed to be able to play DN well.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, he had Calais Campbell next to him too. So I mean, that's a whole different animal. And Marcel Darius. So that's a whole different animal altogether.
It is. But I mean, listen, I just need him to be able to play tackle well right now, and we'll go from there.
So let's talk about sidebar. Do you think he's starting over Hargrave? I think he's the third DT.
Me too.
So as a third DT, how many snaps are you going to get?
You would hope a lot on this defense because he's going to play end too.
Right. Especially with that contract too. He's getting paid so much money.
Yeah,
he's like $10 million a year, right?
He's going to be on the field a lot.
Yeah, he's going to get a lot of reps. So I think you're going to. I'm not sure how many sacks exactly, but I think he's going to have a very solid amount of sacks.
6 years, 85.5.
Who?
Malik? Yeah.
No, not what we signed him for. That was his.
Oh no, that was his first contract. That was his first
contract. Yeah.
3 years, like 30. 3 years, 30.
I was about to say, God damn, Howie.
I almost lost my mind for a second.
Whoa.
No, that was the first contract. That was the first one.
No, I mean, I think that's good value. That's right around where he is. And we're gonna question him now a little bit because we didn't see him last year, but I mean, we know he can play. We know he can play, and it's fine if he's your third DT and he's your second DN. You know what I mean? You're getting plenty of snaps and the ability, to make plays.
Yeah.
Paletro Pingus says now that Brooks is out, say goodbye to Yannick and Clowney. If anything, that's when you need to go out and make your weakness stronger. Shit, because you got weak out of strength. So you better go make a weakness a strength again. So you need to do something. You know what I mean?
That's an issue. I love it.
Nathan says if the players didn't believe him once, they wouldn't have been saying the sheriff is back when he came back off of his ACL. Somebody said that Jared said the Colts will have a top 5 defense this season. Hold on. Now.
Is Malik Hooker coming back? Malik Hooker's coming back, right?
Yeah, he's coming back. Malik Hooker's coming back. I know they made the trade for DeForest
Buckner. Up
Yeah,
front.
and
And who's their good linebacker? Dennis Leonard. That's who it is. Yep.
I think
They have Xavier Rhodes. They've got
yeah.
Rock Yassin from
Rock
Yassin.
Yassin from Temple.
Temple.
Yep,
from
all
Temple,
the Temple
yep.
guys.
They got Pierre Desir. I know that.
Yep.
Yeah.
They signed him in the offseason. Yep.
Justin Houston. They've got.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've got some. I see. They're like borderline because then you've got some guys that I have no idea who the hell they are.
They could creep. They could creep up in the top 10, but for top 5, I mean that's pretty.
This is what you're saying. Like, I look at the Colts and I look at them right outside the top 10. Enough question marks. Mm-hmm. So you're going to look everywhere and see question marks outside of your top 6, 7 teams. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like your top 5 is like, I think they're just great across the board. And then you're going to get outside of your top 5 and you're going to be like, all right, well, they're a little weak here. They're a little weak here. They're weak here. Nothing's as bad as what we think the Eagles linebackers are, right? But you assume it's going to be sort of maybe better than we think it is too, hopefully.
Right.
Like somebody's going to come in and step up and be able to play, and it's going to make it look better, hopefully. Right? You know what I mean?
Hello, Andy. How are you?
Hi, Andy.
Hi, Andy.
Gavin says Bucks will have a top 3 defense. Hold the hell on.
I think they'll have a top. They'll definitely be in the top 10. They started to come. Their run defense is ridiculously good.
It is a good run defense, but it's like, we'll see.
They got oh my God, who's the linebacker they took 2 years ago? That's Josh Allen.
They took Devin White.
Devin White. That's yeah.
Oh yeah. This is their defense. I'll go down. It's so they've got Ndamukong Suh.
Back again.
Yeah.
Vita
Vita Vea.
Vea. Yeah.
Can't stay healthy.
William Golston.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Pierre-Paul. And then you go Devin White, Levante David, Sack Barrett.
Yeah.
And then their secondary is Carlton Davis. They drafted Winfield.
Yeah, Anthony Winfield. Yeah. And
they've got Justin Evans, and they've got Sean Murphy Bunting.
See what I'm saying? They're not top 5.
No.
I mean, maybe not top. I wouldn't be shocked if they're in the top 10.
Their linebacking core is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And outside of that, it's like,
just the secondary is like,
The front 4 is the defensive line is older, but outside of Vea, but when he's healthy, he's right. But that linebacker core, God.
Yeah, that's a good linebacking core, huh?
Yeah,
so it shows what happens when you actually put stock in there, huh?
What could have been
a center fielder.
Yep.
Well, I think you got to put a lot of stock in one of the two, right? I mean, I think you have to be.
So what would you put stock in more? If you're a GM, what would you put stock more? Would you put linebackers or would you do defensive line?
Defensive line.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say
more.
I'd say defensive line just because we've won a Super Bowl with that formula, so we've seen it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think over the history of the NFL, I would put more stock in my defensive front, being able to create havoc because they can impact the game so much more. Right? If a defensive tackle,
I agree with that.
Like that's my point. Like if a defensive tackle blows something up, he blows it up. So I mean, them guys can impact a lot more. Now, doesn't mean there's not great linebackers who played this game that can't impact it a shit ton themselves, right?
Right.
But if you look at all of them, look on who's in front of every one of them. Because it's usually a pretty damn good football player.
Yeah.
Right? There's usually pretty damn good football players that make their jobs a little bit easier. Not taking away their greatness at all. You know what I'm saying? But it takes like 2 to tango. So you have to build your front 4 up first and then go to your linebacking core. The fact with this football team is they've band-aided it for so long that's why there's so many question marks with it. Mm-hmm. Even though I like Brown, I think he can play, but I would think he could play a little bit better if there was somebody else there, right? That I could be like, well, that guy can play, so now I'm more like this, like the Darius Slay conversation in Roby Coleman. No, I'm not as worried about the second corner. Make sense?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because of them two, it'd be the same situation at linebacker. Like if I have one really good one, I can get away with the other two being question marks. I can because I got one really good one who can play. That's what this football team needs. I don't need 3 all-pro linebackers. I love it, but I don't need 3 all-pro linebackers. I really need 2 that can play in this league. I don't even need 3 because at the end of the day, you run so many defenses that are two set linebackers. You know what I mean? 2, a lot of 1 personnel there. So at the end of the day, I need one guy who can at least play. So hopefully for us,
that's the question mark though, Tommy, is that you don't have enough linebackers that have played like that. Right? The only guy is Jatavius Brown. The rest of them are either guys that are banged up or have been back or rookies or in a backup role.
No, you're right, but it's not over yet. Like there's going to be cuts still at some point.
I totally understand that, but right now on paper, but we're looking at right now on June 17th of what we have on paper right now. There's only one guy that has done it so far. All the rest of them are unknowns, dude.
No, you don't got to tell me this. I know this. That they're in bad shape at linebacker. I'm just saying, like, all I need is one guy that can play, right? I mean, if one guy shows out, then I'm in a good spot.
And you saw that in 17 with Nigel Bradham, right? Had a tremendous year, right? Held it down for the linebackers, and you saw what happened. Didn't have a problem in 17. But
because there wasn't a ton alongside of Nigel that year.
No, there really wasn't.
It's just Nigel had a really good year. So I need one guy to show up, and then hopefully, like I know this doesn't tie into the poll, but like hopefully somebody gets cut somewhere, right? Of some value. That can still play a little bit, but a money buy it. You know what I mean? Hopefully, some guys get bought out here where we can get in and maybe address the middle or address the outside or whatever.
If you're waiting for somebody to get cut, and you just sat there and said you're not sure about the linebackers, how the hell both of y'all got them in the top 10 in the defense?
Oh, Pete's coming. Pete came in. The Pete came in.
Well, you can say he came in, but I've addressed it. I've been clear as day. Because I love this secondary and I love this front.
Mm-hmm. So it's like getting a sandwich, right? And you got the bottom bun banging, top bun banging. Everything else in that bitch is a gym sock.
Well, maybe the middle's the bread, Pete, and I got the meat on the 2 outsides. If you want, we can look at it that way too.
Oh, it's like an inverted sandwich.
It's a reverse
sandwich. Top 10, baby.
You gotta think out of the box.
Maybe a top 10 sandwich in your sandwich list. Now,
listen, man. I hope when we interview Uchenna, I hope Jatavius Brown brings it. I hope Sean Bradley gives us something. I really do, and I
really hope TJ Edwards. Really, I don't expect anything from Sean Bradley, Pete. I hope we can get TJ Edwards to play like people think he can, because you hear it. Yeah. Like Greg loves him because Greg watches a ton of Big Ten football.
We had it. We had LJ Fort here.
Damn it.
LJ Fort was here.
And now he's in Baltimore and he's a Hall of Famer.
And we're still paying him. And I'm pretty sure paying him, Ralphie. We're still paying him.
In the top 5 defense, I'm pretty sure Baltimore's in everybody's top 5 defense.
We're literally paying him. We're paying him to be a part of one of the greatest defenses in the league. We're paying like you can take their salary and we'll give it to you. We'll just give it to you because we're fun.
Not that Pete came in like a shotgun like Samuel L. Jackson and coming to America.
He came in like the Undertaker. I mean, he rose up. I mean, he came
he might have got rose back down. He might have fell back down, right, Ralphie?
Yeah.
We might have just
whatever you two have to tell yourself, because I've seen that shoe on the other foot from you guys many times.
Hold on. This is where it would be like a total like disagreement if I had them like top 5. Like I'm not saying that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
No,
like,
I have them down around 8 or 9 right now, Pete. I don't have them like 6 or 6 or even getting into 5. You know what I mean? Not
7.
Crazy like that.
I have them 7 because
I have them at 10.
That's how much I like Slay and Coleman.
I'll ask you. All right, so I'll ask you guys this for the guys that have them in the top 10, and for the guys outside. So in a way, I'm asking myself a question too, I guess. We'll go back to the 2 usual names that we always bring up. If they add one or both, Logan Ryan, Everson Griffin, to this, for the guys who already have him in the top 10, does that move him to a top 5? And for the guys in the chat and Pete and I, would that move him into the top 10?
Well, yeah. I mean, you're going to get 2 proven players. So, I mean, it should jump up at least a spot or 2.
And and obviously if you get Logan Ryan, right, like you said, Tom, he's a proven player, and it takes that question mark, and it takes it away on the outside.
Yeah, but I would rather not address that and address a linebacker position. I love Logan Ryan, but I don't even want. I'm not even looking at the cornerback position. Like, I got to think realistically. They're not going out and bringing in another corner. So just get it. We got to get that out of our heads.
They would have done so already.
So what can we upgrade? Yeah, Everson Griffin. You know how I feel about that. I'll sign him in a heartbeat. Okay, but we sat here and we've talked about the major concern. Right? We look at Derek Barnett. We all might not like him. Right? I don't love Derek Barnett, but I think he has a motor and can get to the quarterback. Is all my point. That's why I don't make him a major concern. And I also expect guys with that of money. Where's your next check coming from next year? Right? So I usually, if you can play a little bit in this league, which he's shown he can, usually you show up big time.
Well,
when the
and
next
the thing about that too, Tommy, is that Sydney's up too because he came in the same year as Derek. So he's got another year to prove it.
If one of them has a really good year, our defense is way better, right? If one of them has a really good year. But
if one of them shows up this year, I can see that.
We just need like a, I don't even say a proven-ish linebacker.
Michael Kendricks.
I would take him at this point because at the end of the day, he knows the system, right?
I would bring back Bradham. I would bring back Nigel.
And I think that him and Brown would be a good combo together because they both sideline to sideline. I think they can both play middle enough, right? I think they can both get up in it enough. Thoughts on that? I mean, I know people don't like
going back on the Barnett thing, like you were saying, Tommy, like how you just need one of them to step up and it could, change this whole defense. I mean, we saw what Derek Barnett could be in this league in 2017, right? And then 18 and 19 came and it was just down the slope for him, right? He went missing some games. He was banged up this game, banged up that game. And when he was healthy, he's like, dude, where's this dude at that broke Reggie White's record in Tennessee, right? So you didn't get that for the past 2 years now, but this is his year to step up and get that big paycheck in the offseason.
So and I think part of it is, your front hasn't been as good either.
Yeah.
Injuries. You know what I mean? So then it's even more pressure on you have to get to the quarterback, right? So, I think the addition of Hargraves and the addition, air quote, of Malik Jackson makes these outside guys like so much easier now. So now where he can get a lot of opportunities to get after the quarterback a little bit more. That's all he has to do. I mean, listen, if the guy gets 8-9 sacks, that's a tremendous year for us.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah. So, I mean, that's all we're looking at. He doesn't even need to get double digits. I mean, give me 8 or 9 and be consistent as now you come into the prime years of your career now, right? So if he's going to be playing this league and be a starter in this league, this year will prove it. But the great name and that Pinga put in, Palatero, he said Avery, and we
Avery,
that's really the next backup end / outside linebacker too, who can play a little combo. So I like that addition. I think having him for now being used to what we do here can allow him to have a little bit bigger role this year than he did, obviously, coming in, mid-year, which is tough on a guy that in a position like that sometimes where there's a lot of guys in front of you too.
And they clearly believe in him. I mean, they gave up a 4th-round pick for him to not even use him. You know what I'm saying? So they clearly have a plan for the kid.
No, you're right. I know. No, Yusuf, no, Zach Brown. Enough of that.
Absolutely not.
That's a good thing by John right there. I'll take no injuries over a linebacker at this point.
Yep.
I'm going to say linebacker. What's out there? There's really nothing out there on linebacker wise. It's not like there's an Everson Griffin out there that's a linebacker.
Well, that's
except for Kent.
Well, I was going to say that's right, Pete. I mean, that's not. I mean, that's the only one. That's the only one out there, brother. That like that's on the market that you're like, okay, well, I mean, I think Everson Griffin better, obviously, than
of course,
careers, but it's the only name. So you gotta hope somebody cap wise runs into it a little bit, where a few names fall into the barrel, and you're like, okay, better than what we got, You know what I mean?
Right.
That's
Yeah.
the only luck we're gonna have right now.
Some cap casualties go ahead and during camp and stuff like that. So
yeah, and then you're gonna wonder, and then we got to now address or maybe go outside the organization. We don't know for Brandon Brooks. So now it just like makes everything a little harder there. But I still think this offensive line's good enough, even without him. And I know we're gonna talk about that a little bit later, because I think Matt Pryor is serviceable, and when you put him in between Kelsey and Lane, I think it makes you okay there. You know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna find Brandon Brooks. I mean, nobody you're bringing in is Brandon Brooks. So
no shot. No.
The advantage is if anybody got hurt out of Kelsey, Brooks, and Lane, I'd probably say I'd want it to be Brooks, because at least I had the two guys around him. You know what I mean? That are Pro Bowl guys. That you
still had the pillows on the bed. You know what I mean?
Hey,
you still got the pillows.
We won't talk sandwiches here. I'm talking now we're talking a regular sandwich. Now we're back to regular. Great bread, a great fucking bread. You know what I mean? Now we're talking sandwiches.
A nice brioche bun. It's perfect. It's perfect.
Nathan. Hey, Nathan. That's fun. Jordan Hicks. Freaking top 5 in the league in tackles last year.
I know, that's cute, huh?
Stayed healthy too. Actually, stayed healthy.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
LJ Ford and Jordan Hicks would have been nice.
Goddamn Hall of Famers already.
Would names like Alec Ogletree or Mark Barron interest you guys? Two guys that are still out there.
No, I say I like Alec Ogletree. Mm-hmm. I don't hate him. You know what I mean?
Barron.
Proven he can play. Mark Barron stinks. And I'm a Bama cat. Stinks.
Yeah. He got cut from safety. And he got from Pittsburgh, and he was an $8-point-something million mistake for Pittsburgh.
Yeah. It's no.
I would take
Ogletree, yes.
No. I would.
Montez.
I would.
Andy says, now I hear food that I understand.
Andy, get you and your stomach out of here.
Larry Warford, 3 straight Pro Bowls, 29 years old.
I'd love that. Love that. Bring him in.
Why is he still a free agent then? Why is he still a free agent?
I don't even know. It's really mind baffling, because I know they were trying to do a cash dump for the Saints. It really baffles me why nobody has picked him up yet. So
Pete,
definitely.
So you're saying you would? I mean, who would you rather have, Matt Pryor or Larry Warford?
Warford, but I'm curious to know why a 3-time Pro Bowler who's under the age of 30, who plays guard, is still a free agent. Is it a money thing? What is it? Is the market not there? I can understand it in a guy like Jason Peters' case. You know what I mean? 38 years old, you're kind of towards the end of your career. You tore your Achilles twice, and left tackle, people that's not as high on you. But a guard at 29 years old, 3-time Pro Bowler, things that make you go,
Yeah, it makes you wonder.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. I'm willing to find out, though.
Yeah, of course.
I'm willing to find out. Worst comes to worst, you bring in a guy like that. To your point, Pete, if it's about the money, then I don't think he's going to accept a 1-year freaking deal, something like that, something minimum. But
and he's asking for like $8 million, which is
it's
a little bit expensive for a guard.
$8 million for how many years though? That's the thing. If you're
giving
them
8 year $1 million,
then I'll do it, and I'll eat the $8 million for 1 year, because then there's nothing there.
He's not signing here for 1 year for $8 million at 29 years old.
Exactly.
He's looking for that 4 or 5 year deal, guys. You know what I mean?
If he was still, if he was 38, if he was, to Pete's point, if he was in Peter's situation, then he's going to take whatever cash he can get. But he's looking for that sustained contract to carry him into his 30s.
Yeah, just assume, guys, that guard position is not going to be filled from the outside. Okay, just assume this. Okay, they're gonna work with what they have here, and they have a guy who has started in replace of Brooks before. You know what I mean? Is it a loss? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But there's nobody out there right now, right? Besides Warford, that's like you're just gonna say, well, I can't. Okay, if I can get a guy for 1 year, sure, but am I going to get a guy for 1 year that knows the system and has the chemistry playing inside of Kelsey and Lane? You know what I mean? So you hope that that's enough that say, okay, I can get away with this. I think it's way more important to worry about the tackle position than addressing this. Like, it's way more important to bring Jason Peters back because I have more confidence in Matt freaking Pryor than I do in Andre Dillard right now. I mean, Matt Pryor, Chucks can tell me the things. Chucks can tell me the things he doesn't do well. I understand that. I get that. He's not a Pro Bowler, but I have more confidence in my game film that's not a shot at Chuck. That's a shot at Ralphie. Okay, now.
Hold on. You have more confidence in Matt Pryor than Andre Dillard?
Right now, yeah.
Oh, my
I hope Andre Dillard better.
Come on, Tommy. Now you're reaching, dude. Now you're reaching. You're so bored right now. You're reaching for the sky. Come on, man. You're picking Matt Pryor over Andre Dillard.
His name is Candleboy.
No.
His name is Candleboy to me.
You guys are crazy.
I didn't know. Hold on.
You guys are
Hug it out. Hug it out.
This is what I'm saying, Ralph. Andre Dillard's ceiling is bigger, right?
Oh, yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. But right now, who do I trust more? Do I trust a guy like Matt Pryor who's played in this league well, right? Not great, but well, playing inside 2 Pro Bowlers? Or do I trust a blindside second-year tackle who hasn't lived up to expectations?
So hasn't lived up to expectations.
Has reportedly been tearful. Maybe a guy who hides in a corner and needs safe space. So,
God.
if that's what you trust to protect your franchise quarterback right now.
I'm going to trust him because our GM trusted him and moving up.
You trust the GM that took a quarterback in the second round? We're doing that?
I think Andre Dillard will be fine. Okay, I think he'll be fine. All right. I still want Peters for the competition, and I'll never run from that. But right now, I think Matt Pryor. I just can't believe that.
I can't say I agree to that. I can't.
Because nobody has a clue about Matt Pryor. He's not a talked about guy. So of course you're like, oh my God, Tom, you're reaching. No, the guy's played. The guy started, and it's been okay. He has never been. I don't remember Matt Pryor playing and being like, that's the worst guard ever. Like, I don't remember even noticing him at times, which is great. Because if I don't notice my offensive linemen are doing something well, right? So like, that's how I look at Matt Pryor. He's not great. He doesn't stink. He's right in the middle. He's an average guard in this league. He can spot start, right? I think we all agree there, right?
He's a Band-Aid. That's what we need.
A full season, I don't know. But it's better than some guy off the street, at this point. You know what I mean? Like not Warford, but some guy.
No, I agree. I agree to your point. I think it is going to be an in-house guy. I just don't see them going outside. Especially for what Larry's asking, the $8 million.
Brian, be careful what you speak of. Be careful what you speak of.
Listen, Winston Justice, there was no coming back from. It was a Monday night massacre. You know what I mean? And once you get abused like that on a primetime stage, you're never going to be okay. You're never going to be good.
You need to seek help. So Ralphie, does Andre Dillard look like the type that buys bath bombs to me?
Yep. And
my God.
He probably doesn't have a tub. So
you know what? I can't wait until the season starts and you guys are just all like, oh, I love Andre Dillard. I'm so happy he's in midnight green. I can't wait. I cannot wait for that to happen.
What makes you so high on him?
Because he hates Jason Peters. That's why, Pete.
No, the thing is that I'm done with Jason Peters. He's 38 years old.
Exactly my point. You literally exactly my point.
Pete,
you talk about
something. What did he ever do to you? The boat sailed, brother. The boat sailed on Jason Peters. It's time to start fresh, man. You have to do it at some point, right? So I'm going to start Andre Dillard as my left tackle. He's already played a couple games last year because, Jason Peters got hurt again.
You know what this is? Pete?
Wait. Jason Peters did 5 snaps and took himself out of the game, so Andre Dillard had to come in for 3 weeks. Did pretty good those 3 weeks. And last year I sat here and I said I think they should start Andre Dillard for the rest of the year, but obviously they didn't. So,
Pete, you know what this is? This is the ex-girlfriend syndrome. Andre Dillard is Ralphie's rebound. He, instead of talking about the positives of Andre Dillard, he can only talk about the negatives of the former. That's what this is. I just love it. He is a way to say this is the reason why I love Andre Dillard. He starts talking about Jason Peters.
I'm grateful for what Jason Peters has done.
You're
for the
still
Eagles.
talking about him. You haven't gotten over Jason Peters. That's why you're hiding it.
It's time to move on.
You haven't moved on. You have not moved on.
And bring in Andre Dillard.
Yeah.
I can't move on because you keep on asking me every fucking week about it.
Right.
Address this. Yeah, address it because this conversation wears me out. All right?
Because Tommy knows he's wrong.
It's not about being wrong. I think I just said I think Andre Dillard's going to be okay.
But you picked Matt Pryor over him.
Right now, it was who do you have more confidence in?
Oh my God.
All right? I'm tired of this. Nobody's crowning anybody. Nobody's saying the guy's the worst tackle in football. Nobody's doing this. All right? All we're saying is what Pete said, he gets bath bombs and he gets little kiddie pools, and that's how he does it because he doesn't have a bath at his house. All right? So that's all we're saying, and there's a lot of candles. All right? And then maybe
I think Andre Dillard has a bidet on his toilet.
Yeah. He probably has audio books of like some great romances that he gets fearful to.
Don't be jealous, Pete.
Listen. I've had my cheeks have had the pleasure of having a bidet. Trust me, it'll change your life. But with that being said, yeah, like I'm not ready to like. You can want to rip the Jason Peters Band-Aid off. I get that part of it, but you have to realize, Ralph, you're doing it at the sacrifice of Wentz's health. Are we ready to do that?
So
are you truly look inward? Are you truly ready to do that?
But at some point, Pete, you have to do it, dude. You have to move on.
Ralph, can I ask you a question?
Dude, Jason Peters is 38. What do you want him to play until he's 53 when Wentz says, okay, I'm done playing football? Come on, dude.
Does it have to be now? Does it have to be now? Does it have to be now? How many times am I going to say that to you? Nobody's saying that next year it's on Andre Dillard's job. But does it have to be now? Does something have to – listen, everything in this goddamn world should be fucking earned. Nothing should be given to you because you're freaking picked at a certain spot. There's a former Hall of Famer. There's a future Hall of Famer there. All right? Bring him back. The worst that happens is he doesn't play.
Oh,
the worst that happens, Ralph, is he doesn't play.
You want him out of the city. I know what you want.
What's so hard about that? What's so hard that protection? You're such a jackass. You know, we talk about
Oh, this is good, Nicholas. You're right. You should bring him back as a coach. You'll never get rid of him.
No, I don't need this. I don't need to be the Flyers. Right? I don't need to be the Flyers organization. You know, in the past. We'll just bring everybody back in.
We already brought back Sproles and Selleck.
I can't. I can't do everybody back.
Oh my God, Yusuf says, Ralph, I'll give you my car if Dillard doesn't give up any sacks against Montez.
What kind of car you got?
Does it matter?
I was gonna say, what kind of car is it?
Does it matter? You're just take it. Say, yep, okay. Does it matter what kind of car? Shit. Get it, sling it. Now Andy's trying to sell him a car online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andy creep in. He'll
ATB got car salesman too.
Andy heard cars. Ooh.
Money
sign.
Who's hit the car thing? Yusuf? Well,
Yeah.
Yusuf, Andy will be in your DMs in two.
Yeah.
All right.
He has an A2D discount.
Yeah. We're all upset about Ford's move over there at Toyota. You know, hearing about the new release of the Bronco.
Pure coincidence, by the way. Pure coincidence.
Sure, Toyota's panicking over there.
God.
Toyota salesmen are like, what do we do with our hands?
Nathan, he says, okay, out of only skill positions, which player are y'all more hyped to see play this year?
Out of only skill position guys? I'm excited for Jalen Reagor. I mean, regardless on what I think of it, I'm gonna go. Excited to see if he can play.
I'm gonna go. Jalen Hurts.
I hate you, man. I hate you.
I'm gonna throw the red.
See, that's that bullshit right there.
This guy.
I thought I was over that little Jalen Hurts up. Here you go. For me, it's Miles Sanders.
I deal with on a Wednesday, every Wednesday, Pete.
Yeah.
The worst decision I made, and we made it today, was combining this shit and having to deal with this mess every Wednesday.
It's a great time.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I'm glad we did it.
What was your name,
Miles
Pete?
Sanders.
Miles Sanders. Yeah.
Now you talk about somebody that could be a top 5, top 10. There you go.
Shot back at the pole again. You circle.
No. I mean, did you feel it? Did you feel a shot at the pole again?
I thought you circled back to top. The way you said top 10, top 5, it was insinuated that we're circling back there again. Here we go.
Andrew really said Greg Ward. We got a Greg Ward in here. We got a Greg Ward.
I can't even take that serious.
No, I mean, the only reason I didn't pick Miles is because I expect them, like you just said, though, Pete. You know, that's why I was like, who am I excited to see? Like, I expect them to be good. I'm excited to see because we're so desperate at wide receiver for these years of drafting one that pans out, homegrown. That's why I'm so excited to see if we can finally hit on one. And I'm hoping because so many were like, who, what the hell are we doing? That usually means like when everybody's like, oh my God, no way. Well, I can't believe they're doing this. Usually that means they get it right, hopefully. So I'm praying that the masses are wrong and the Eagles got it right, and we're going to find out soon.
Yeah,
but there's so much pressure on that kid though. Now that's the only thing. Like everything for Jalen Reagor is going to be so skewed from a fan base and the media and the public's eye. It's because, like you just said, we didn't have one for so long, and it was like, who is this guy? Who is this guy? Was he on anyone else's board in the first round? So, and like you said, maybe when everybody's looking for you to go one way and you go this way, maybe then something else that anybody doesn't. And Howie Roseman always thinks that he knows more, hence Jalen Hurts in the second round, than everybody else.
Yeah, and you just hope that he's not going to miss on 2, so you expect Hurts to be a miss, so maybe Jalen Reagor's a hit. And listen, you just do this to the media. You know what I mean?
There they are. There they are.
On inside, and that's how you answer the questions inside. You know what I mean? It's how you go. So the reporters are looking at themselves. They shot Valero. Use promo code 25 Thomas. Get yourself 25% off. But that's neither here nor there. But what is the pedigree, right? We talk about the pedigree. Daddy's been through the pressure of the NFL, and I think the kid's confidence has really sold me. Now we'll see if it translates to the football field.
Since Tom went with Reagor, I'm gonna go with my guy John Hightower, because like Don and I always say, if you can play on a blue field, you can play anywhere.
God, fucking Hightower. That's who he's excited to see. He takes a shot at the Greg Ward, Ralphie, but he's excited to see John Hightower.
You just talked about how you want to see if guys can get hit. If we can hit on guys a wide receiver, I want to see if they can hit on them.
Round to the MLB draft, I feel like. You know what I mean? That guy's a pick.
The 4th round. Come on, that's the prime. That's the prime year. That's the prime.
Second round prime. Second round's been.
Well, we took a quarterback, so unfortunately we won't see it.
Well, maybe he'll turn into the next.
He'll be prime. Yeah, he'll be prime.
Maybe be a great wide receiver. But no, teams been known to be able to hit like second, third, and get like great wideouts. I don't really know after the third how many guys have really been like more than just guys. Like he might be okay, he might be able to play and it's like hang around for 5-6 years. But usually, you don't get them like Pro Bowl guys that late. That's all. Nothing that you think he's going to be that. I'm just
I'll just put it to you this way, and that's right, Don. That's right. If he ends up better than Matt Collins, he did his job. So he's got a lot of wiggle room. It's almost impossible to fail.
Not ride a bicycle and be
and actually want to play wide receiver instead of wanting to be just special teams.
Yeah, not wanting to play. Yeah,
have more pass interference, offensive pass interference calls than catches. There's a lot of wiggle room.
Mm-hmm. Yusuf, I wouldn't mind him playing guard. He can. That's up to him if he wants to play guard. He can. He's done it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a little, so it's not like it's something he hasn't done. So I mean, and then Dominic says, Ralph's done. Did it this time
with Jalen Hurts.
Ralphie's done. He also says he wants to see Reagor. And then Nathan Hubbard says, question Watkins is a sleeper. He's a stud. Well, we'll see. I mean,
he means Quez, I think, right?
He does mean Quez,
yeah.
Question Watkins. Yeah, he probably just meant Quez. Spell that comes to try to help you out there.
That's going to get Quez is going to get auto-corrected on any keyboard. I don't care who you are.
Yeah. Unless you wrote Quez in your memory 1,000 times, and it's coming up. And another one not coming up is what Nathan said too.
Yeah, I got Kayvon as well.
Kayvon's not going to come up right in your spell check a couple times, but Nathan was able to nail it. So congrats on that, Nathan. And I like Kayvon Wallace, but I don't know how much he's really going to play.
Exactly.
Right.
Want to get to our top 5s and top 10s, everybody?
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right.
Oh, well,
All right,
Ralphie and Frank didn't give theirs.
Yes,
What?
they did not. Your breakout player, who you want to
Oh,
see?
I said
I'm gonna
Kayvon.
go- I'm
No,
gonna
you're
go.
excited to see. Like, let's go to
I'm gonna go with Pete as well. I think I'm very excited to see how much of a bigger step he's gonna take, and that's Miles Sanders.
way to go out on a limb. Frank.
I went with Kayvon.
I
So
love it. I love it.
I read whatever's on the prompter, you too. You know what I mean? I feel like that just was. You know, we came in, I just went the prompter.
That was like, I'll pass. because
I was thinking of Kayvon, like because I know you're gonna go with somebody was gonna go with Jalen and somebody was gonna go with Miles, and it was like, I'll go with somebody on defense.
You
I'll
were
go with
thinking
Kayvon.
somebody was going with Jalen Hurts? You were thinking that?
No, I said Rager.
Oh, okay. Listen, there's a lot of Jalen's. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. There's plenty of Jalen's to count. Yep.
All right, so now we're gonna flash some top 10 defenses at you, and I'm not gonna lie to the people. I'm a pretty honest guy. I want to tell you that this top 10 was put together in 32 seconds. Okay, 32 seconds. That's it. So whatever you think of it, it's done quickly. There isn't like, let me think about this for 2 hours. Nah, I don't really care. Right? It's preseason. We're just going off of rosters and a feel because there's going to be teams in the top 10 that aren't right now in all our lists. There's going to be that one or two teams that sneak up and end up having really good defense that we just didn't, you didn't think about. It happens every year. It's the great thing about the NFL, right? It's the ebb and flow year to year of teams and stuff like that. So that's why it's cool. So,
Frank, you want to add your screen, please?
Yes. The reason why I didn't have it up because it would cause some glitching on my end. So
which game?
All right. So here is Tom with his top 10.
Sorry, Pete, I hit you there for a second. I had to get that up there. Anytime there's shots at Ralphie, even though we're on the same page tonight. So one's easy. I mean, we look about it. We look about levels, right, Pete? You know what I mean? We're talking about levels and the importance of it. But even if you just talk about up the middle, right? And you just talk about, hey, you went up the middle in this league. Well, they're winning up the middle. Okay, they're winning the tackle. They're winning up the middle linebacker, and they're winning at the safety position. So this is a damn good football team. We talk about offenses helping defenses out. We already know their run game helps out their defense because now their defense isn't on the field a ton. So I love the Baltimore Ravens defense. I love what they did in the draft. Obviously with Patrick Queen, maybe my favorite player outside of Jerry Jeudy in this draft. And I love the Baltimore Ravens. Number 2 might be a sleeper to some. Not a sleeper, but a team you're like, wow, Tom, not the Niners. Not the Niners. No, I think the Niners could take a little step back. I think they could. A tiny step back. Sometimes that Super Bowl hangover is a real thing when you don't win it. So they could take a little stride backwards, which would put them at 3. But I love the Bills. I mean, they're the most underrated defense in the National Football League. You want to talk about levels there as well? They can play on every level. And quiet star power at every level too, right? So that's the great thing about the Buffalo Bills. That's what I put them to. And, I don't know how many of you guys have them in your top 5. I'm sure most of you guys do, and if not close. So real quick question, is 2 a big-time reach for you guys?
No. I don't have them in my top 5, but I can see based off of potential.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, yeah, because we're basing off of that too, in my opinion. What we think. Niners at 3. You know about the front, right? They're still a top 5 until otherwise. So I just dropped them one spot, which isn't like egregious. It's just I like the Bills. So I could have dropped them another spot and put the Chargers over them. Because you want to talk about a defense that has the capabilities of being the number 1 defense in the National Football League. Look no further than the Los Angeles Chargers. I can't say it enough. I cannot say it enough that this team, you want to talk about, they could challenge the Ravens to be the best. And really a lot is based on health and a lot is based on Derwin James coming back and being healthy for the Chargers to even get a little higher. But right now I have them 4. We know their front. We know the linebacking core. We talked to one of them, Pete, on here when we had a ton of fun. And we know the secondary when we were talking about Casey Hayward, the addition of Chris Harris, Derwin James. Woo! Levels, Kenneth Murray addition, obviously in the draft. So, and we know what their front does. Number 5, until otherwise, right? Another one. Until you tell me otherwise, like Rye said it earlier, we've all pretty much said it. Bill Belichick said they're top 5. Not as great at levels anymore. The secondary, we know what they are. Their front 7, there's major question marks. Major question marks with their front 7. We talk about offenses helping defenses. They might not have an offense. You know what I mean? So there's major question marks about them hanging in and being a top 5 defense in football. I know about Stephon Gilmore. I know about their great secondary. I know they always seem to draft well and find guys. But, I don't know, man. I mean, right now I'm putting them 5, but I don't have confidence in them staying up there. Not at all. Zero confidence in the New England Patriots ending as a top 5 defense. Fair?
Yep.
Reese,
Fair.
sure.
All right.
I don't trust it. So let's round out of here. So that's the top 5. Right. Switch the Niners and Bills. Gavin, that's why I did it, because I think they take a little stride backwards.
Ooh.
The baby stride. So number 6 is the New Orleans Saints, who are a top 10 defense regardless, right? I mean, you talk about levels there, right? Good front, good linebackers, good secondary, right? I think they're solid in offenses helping defenses. How well do the Saints play outside the dome? That's always a big question mark to me. All right? I still have weaknesses with the New Orleans Saints at times, where their defense gets shredded. So, they do show up and they can be dominant at times, but some question marks, but I'll put them 6 for right now. Pittsburgh Steelers, we know what they are. I mean, we know the jump they made over the last year with the additions they've done in the draft and additions to go and get a guy like Minka Fitzpatrick, and how Watt has grown into a tremendous player. Devin Bush, tremendous player, it looks like. So definitely got levels to their defense. Exciting up-and-coming defense, I think, the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then coached so well by Mike Tomlin. So you get up into my top 10 there as well. Number 8, I'm sorry, I think I might have said I had him 7 earlier, boys. I have him 8. So it's the Philadelphia Eagles. And the reason they're 8 and the reason they're over a team like the Chicago Bears is the Chicago Bears have zero offense. Zero offense, which means your defense on the field all goddamn day. So you can tell me how much more talented the Bears defense is, and I'm going to tell you the offense kills it. The offense almost hurts it. So that's why the Eagles over them. It's because of the 3 additions defensively. And 4 when you consider Malik Jackson. So, I mean, you made 4 additions defensively that are all Pro Bowl caliber additions. Like, if that doesn't put you in the top fucking 10, I don't know what does. 4 Pro Bowl caliber additions, and that doesn't jump you. That doesn't get the juices flowing, boys. I mean, I don't know what else to do. Right, Ralphie, Frank?
Yeah.
I mean, at worst, put them 10. Put them 10. If that doesn't get the juices going for you, I don't know what will.
And I don't think they have a pulse for this defense.
They're
11.
You're never going to be satisfied, you two. Okay?
No.
Underdog mentality. We win that way.
Fuck that. We did the underdog game once. Now, I want to be the big bad wolf on the block and beat the shit out of everybody. I want everybody to know I'm coming. I don't want the underdog anymore. We're a winner now. We got to get the underdog off our back. The city of losers and shit. No, we're the city of winners now. We broke that curse. So now we got to walk around and act like it a little bit, right? Which I think we've had over the last 2 years under some bad circumstances, right? We've overcame. So I think we've kept that fight. Number 9, Chicago Bears. We know what they are. We know their levels. We know their front 7. We know how good their safety position is. Some question marks at corner, in my opinion. A little bit. Don't, unless I'm missing somebody, which I very well could be. At corner. If I am, let me know. But I feel like it's not. It's okay corner, but safety, it's good.
For the Bears, you're saying?
Kyle Fuller. That's what I'm missing. Kyle Fuller.
Yeah. Artie Burns. They got Jalen Johnson in the second.
Kyle Fuller can play, though. So that's the guy who was missing. Right? I knew I was missing one guy on that secondary. I was like, I know I'm missing somebody that could play, though. And then Mr. Jackson at the safety position, who is one of my favorite guys.
They added Quinn too. They added Robert Quinn.
Robert Quinn, yeah.
Robert Quinn, good addition. Good addition. I mean, they're good. That's why they're in the top 10. And then
Mhm.
Denver Broncos rounded out.
There he is. There's the Broncos. There it is.
Well, it's not a love train because I don't know what to expect out of this football team. But I do agree with guys. I think they're going to be competitive as shit. So we'll see where it lands. I know what I love in the Broncos. Jesus Christ.
A lot of hate towards them last week, so I'm glad we're coming around.
When we're putting so much into a young quarterback that we don't know enough about. We're putting so much into all these young wide receivers. Even if you watch Jerry Judy on Instagram, if you don't go 6 to freaking midnight, check
Yep. Yep.
I mean, Howie Roseman. Did you watch any of the IG videos, Howie? I mean, I don't even need to see him. I don't need to talk to him. I don't care if the guy got a 1 on his fucking Wonderlic. You understand this? I don't care what the Wonderlic said. Did you see the ins and outs? Oh my God. But that being said,
the Broncos are like they are symbolic of what the Eagles could and should have been this offseason. That's why I love them so much.
Watch this, guys.
Yep.
Now,
and freaking John Elway schools us. Elway.
But Ocho Cinco's an idiot. KJ Hamler will never be a number 1 round.
Yeah, I love Hamler.
Never going to be number 1 guy. But that's a great pick because all you did is go out and get your quarterback. If you can't throw to these 3 guys, then you can't throw.
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna expose friggin' Drew Lock real quick.
Yeah, I mean, second-year quarterback or not, third-year quarterback, wherever Drew Lock's at. And I get it, young wide receivers, but if you can't throw to this group of wide receivers, I don't think you can.
Yeah.
So, that I'm sure was filthy too. I mean, all these guys. You go look at Jalen Rager's workout videos that they're seeing. You know what I mean? I just get excited because me and Pete and Ralphie, I know, we were all on the JJ train, and we didn't, and it felt like, he was falling to us, boys.
Yeah.
I know that you guys liked. I know that Ryan likes CD a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm a Lamb guy. I'm a Lamb
too, but I'm a Jerry guy. So, but it doesn't matter. Regardless, I think when you sit back and look at it, you can be okay with what we did and think that well, at least there's pedigree there, right, Pete? I think when we went to sleep that night and we realized who Daddy was, we were like, yeah, all right, I feel a little bit better about this. But without knowing Daddy, I was like, what the frig are we doing? TC?
And Mama was an athlete too. Mama was a track star.
Yep. And the kids got confidence. So you got to walk in that position too. So let's keep in mind the one position in the National Football League that how you talk off the football field matters, right? Like it's the one position where you can spew and be a confident son of a bitch, right? And it usually translates. It usually does. Usually the guys that come in and they talk, and usually them guys can play a little bit. So
question. Go back, Ryan. Put the other one up. So I'm a visitor here.
This one?
Is he a Cowboys fan?
I don't think he's an Eagles fan.
Okay, so if you're gonna come at us, bro, at least spell my quarterback name right. And you legit have to type it. So you purposely went out your way to type his last name wrong. So by that, your comment is invalid. It's non-valid. I don't know who Wentz is. I mean, Wentz can go to the store. I mean, spell his name right, and that's still going to be false. That's still going to be false comment. You better hope none of your players get COVID-19. So, because they want to be gallivanting and non-social distancing there in Texas, they're rogue rebels, just like their owner Jared Jones.
Yep, like enjoying each other's dildos there.
Look at TTP. Look at TTP. I will never watch another workout video. Fulton Simmons ruined those.
True story.
That's spot on.
There's never been a realer statement in the history of A2D.
You can show a video of Ben Simmons hitting threes, and you think that's like the best 3-point shooter in the fucking league.
That's a post tomorrow. I'm using that for a post. I
mean, I said that before. I mean, me and TT talked about that a while ago. Like, we can't trust the videos anymore. Backdoor basketball season when he wasn't shooting. I remember having that conversation with TTP right on shows. Like, I don't know how we can trust workouts ever again. You know what I mean? Right. And I know a lot of guys have been on the bandwagon of, I don't trust none of that crap. What did you do on the field, the court, etc., right? Pete, I mean, Pete, you might be, second time on this show, but it ain't your second time on here. So expose the shit out of idiots. Please do. We're in the equal opportunity exposure here. That's what we do.
Man,
we want to
it's
expose
Wacky
everybody.
Wednesday crowd or something, Yusuf. I don't know what the hell going on.
Yeah.
100 some days isn't helping the people out there, and now Texas is spiking. So this is what you get. One more. I'm gonna read one more before I take a urination break. I don't know if that's a word. Josh Rodriguez. Why did
It is now.
Why do Eagles fans think Slay is a lockdown corner? Dude hasn't been in the league in 3 years. Gallup having that work and Coop too. Well, Josh, this is what I'm gonna tell you, Josh. Okay. Is that I've sat here and told people that Darius Slay is not Deion Sanders. Okay? And then I started looking, started diving in a little bit. And I look what he did to Mr. Amari Cooper every time they played each other. That smells like a lockdown corner to me. Now, granted, the receiver he's going with is soft as Charmin, right? So we know that going in. But we got a Lions fan in here. And the one thing about Darius Slay is he can play on an island. Can he not? Josh, did I miss something? Can he not be an island guy? What do you mean by elite? Is he not a top 10 corner in football? Is he not? I might put him 10, but he's still there. Right? He's still there. He's right there in that conversation as the top echelon, one of the top echelon type corners. 10 to 12, right? And the great thing I love about Cowboys, right? Bring it back in for a second.
Hold on.
If you don't mind. No. We all sit here, and there's a lot of Philly sports media companies that go out of their way to crush the Cowboys. Okay, I go out of my way to keep it real with the Cowboys. When I talk about Dallas, I give them a ton of respect. Right? This is why I hate Cowboys fans. This is the reason, because we can sit here and say that's a damn good football team, right? And you idiots who haven't won shit in forever just cannot give credit ever, right? Can't give credit ever, right? So I also said that I think you beat us last year if Dak's healthy. How much else can I keep it real for people and try to have no bias in the conversation? Told Ryan that Byron Jones doesn't really matter because the other corner's better anyway, right? What else do I got to say? They give Cowboys credit when you idiots consistently come in here and trash on a football team that isn't trash worthy. That's the issue. If you're trash us like we're the fucking Giants or the Redskins, okay, then I get it. We're overhyping our football team. This has been a football team who's been in the playoffs the last 3 years. 3 years. And it's the Super Bowl ring. So in what way are we overhyping them or in any fashion? First off, Lamb's not going to go up against Slay. So pump your brakes again. All right. Roby Coleman might lock his ass down. All right. Hey, Rook, welcome to the NFL. Hey, Rook, welcome to the NFL. That's the kind of shit you're going to see. I hate you. I freaking hate Cowboys. I hate you. I freaking despise you. You're the worst human beings in the history of sports. All right. So much lunch money was stolen when you were younger. So much bullying. And this is your outlet now. This is your time. Oh, I'll be a Cowboys fan when I'm younger because at least I'll have something that I can say I won in my life. All right. Because everything you probably have done and get lost. Everything from checkers on up. Everything. You play grandma on shuffleboard and she rolls your ass. That's the kind of guy you are. All right? When grandma's rolling asses and shuffleboards, that's Cowboy fans 101. All right? So take another out. All right, I'm good, right? You can give me all this. Thanks. Felt good. These idiots. They're idiots. I can't take it anymore. I mean, I'm saying we're neck to neck. We're neck and neck. I don't know who's going to be better, but I'm telling you, we're right there with each other. But then these guys want to come and act like we're a 6-10 football team. That's what I can't take anymore. That's what I can't take. It means you have no clue about football. It means you don't watch it. It means you haven't watched it for the last 3 years, we know. Like, this is what I can't take. Go watch tennis. Go watch something else. This is a man's sport with common sense.
Gavin, not only am I clipping this tomorrow, I'm going to put the some American music behind it. Like a
when he
friggin'
went like this,
press music.
When he did this.
Yeah. And then you're going to hear a voice. It might be Noah's voice at the end saying, "This statement is brought to you by America."
That's not like Merrill Reese, too. That's not like a Merrill Reese, right? That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a lot of work.
I've been working on it. Listen, we've been stuck. We've been stuck for the last 3 months.
I don't agree with this statement. You know I don't. They're a Tennessee football team up. Unless they get smoked by injuries, how are they not? How are they not? Because the Giants and Redskins really aren't. They're better, but they're not there yet. They're 6-win football team, 7, right? They're not there yet. The Redskins might even win 5. They're not there yet.
It's true, Don. It's true. No, Tom, you're absolutely right with the defense. You know, when you and I were going back and forth a couple weeks ago,
you real man.
You convinced me about. I was kind of sleeping on their defense 3-4 weeks ago. You opened up my eyes to it. You really did.
So, we all forget names, you know? Like, that's the point. Like, I was like, damn, I feel like I'm missing somebody in their secondary. And it was probably the better of the two in terms of a cover guy. He's physical. I mean, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name again, though. It's because of like an O, like a Kuzier.
You're talking about Cheeto?
Cheeto.
Woozier, yeah, Woozier.
Woozier.
Yeah, Woozier's better than Byron Jones. They didn't lose the better one. That's the thing. Man. You know, I can tell Cowboys fans that. I can sit here and say it. This is what's wrong with you idiots. Okay, I've hated the Cowboys since I was freaking 4 years old. The hate's real. I've never hated an organization in sports more. But as I've gotten older and gotten into the game here, I got to keep it 100% or I'm lying. You want to got to come on here and the Eagles 13-3 and the Cowboys are 6-10 because we don't like them. Okay, and there you go, dude. Get off. Stop talking. Right? Because that is not an analogy. You're an idiot. All right, and it goes the same thing for these idiots on the other side. I just can't anymore. Like I said, if we're the Redskins and they're talking this shit, I get it, right? I mean, talk away. Sorry, Yusuf, but you know what I mean. Like we're not there yet, right? We're not there. We're not there. I get it. We're not there. Now we're gonna bring Kaepernick. We're gonna have 42 quarterbacks. I mean, it's gonna be the factory. I mean, you know what I mean? We're getting everything we want. All America is gonna be watching the Eagles, right? I hope this doesn't get banned from Facebook with the mention of Kaepernick because the last time I brought him up a few years back, things didn't go well. So hoping this time's a different one. I think give him a chance. What do you want? What else do you want me to tell you? Stinks. What else stinks? I don't care about I don't care about his message because I think his message. His message is his message, right? I mean, you didn't deal with nothing in your life, but okay. Your message is your message. We appreciate you, whatever. But the fact of the matter is, as a quarterback, you stink. That's it. That's it. Your message, we all sit here. I agree with it, whatever. You know what I mean? I'd rather you go about it like Malcolm Jenkins did, but that's fine. Right. Do it the way you feel is right for you. I'm not going to judge a man anymore. I'm done with that game. But what I'm going to say is, as a football player, he stinks. Now, as a third-string quarterback, sure. He deserves a job as a third string, maybe a second somewhere. But in terms of a starter, doesn't deserve a job. Now, the NFL blackball him? Absolutely, they did. Absolutely, they did. But has he always deserved to be at least a backup in this league? Absolutely. But guess what? He got paid for that. He got paid for that, which is good. You know, the NFL made the deal. He got paid for it. Now, I do agree, and I probably always have, that he deserves a job. And I don't mean a job as a starter. Just deserves a job. I mean, there's a lot of slop out there.
Better than Clayton Thorson. And Clayton Thorson has a job.
Quarterbacks, he's better. Like, if a guy goes down, would you rather have him or some of the backups in this league? You know? Like, that's just common sense. So that's where the hate gets involved. And it clouds judgment on, well, you still should be in the league. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's where people lost it there. But
next, who's next? Is it me?
You, Ryan.
All right. So for here, kind of the same thing. I have the Steelers a little bit higher than Tom just because you saw in half a season with the additions they made, obviously, and I'll just start it with Minka Fitzpatrick, the turnover ratio. I mean, if you had the Steelers in fantasy football, you probably won the league unless your entire other part of your fantasy football team absolutely sucked. I mean, it was turnover after turnover after turnover.
Thank you, Dalvin.
It was unreal. It seemed like at parts because you had freaking Mason Rudolph and who was the other guy? The Duck. Who was the other guy's name?
Yeah.
Duck Hodges.
Devlin something.
It seemed like at the end of the day, their defense was scoring more than their offense. So of course, it's going to be tough to replicate it, but what they showed with new additions in half a season, now you're going to have a full off season. And their defense is just so loaded. I mean, I love Devin Bush. And you look at it, the only loss they really had was Hargrave. That was the only loss. And I'm pretty sure they filled it in with a younger guy. So to me,
I do not know.
I'm really high on them. I don't need to explain the top two because if they're not somebody's top three or top five, I don't know what to do. Number 4, as long as Belichick's there, I'm going to have him in the top 5 until I see otherwise. And then to Tom's point with the Chargers, I'm really high with the Chargers. They took what they had. They were a really good defense with all those injuries last year, and now they add Kenneth Murray, who I know we all like here on the panel. I know a lot of people in the chat wanted them in the draft. So again, Howie, what could have been? So the top 5's kind of easy there. So Frank, if you want to switch it, that's where things get a little changed up. At the end of the day, compared to Tom's. And to be honest, I'm surprised. I'll get to 8 and 9 because those are 2 ones that I'm surprised Tom didn't have. Chicago Bears. I
you have one of them on there.
Well, 1 second. Which one are you surprised? Which one are you surprised by?
Washington.
I'll get to that. Yeah.
I'm pretty surprised with them.
Chicago. I have them a little bit higher than Tom. Not that Tom's extremely low on them, just because Tom has them in his top 10. But even with them having a down year defense, you know where they were ranked in all defensive rankings last year, boys? Just guess last season with that horrible offense with Mitchell Trubisky. You know where they were ranked?
Weren't they like 7th or 8th?
4. 4. They were a top 4 defense, even with all that slop in a down year. It's pretty good. So listen, I'm not saying. So I'm not saying Nick Foles is going to be the savior, but hey, listen, Nick Foles, Trubisky, I'll give that one to Nick. And you add Robert Quinn, you do. So I'm a big fan of that defense and Khalil Mack. I mean, when you have a guy like Khalil Mack leading your defense, you're going to be somewhere in my top 10 regardless. I'm a little bit lower on the Bills compared to Tom, just because, like I said, Tom is going off of projection. Bills, I'm very high on them. I just need to see it. You know what I mean? And here's the other, and I'll just say this. I'm not saying this is the reason. This is not the reason why I have them in the top 7.
Hold on. You need to, I was about to leave. Go take the pay. You need to see it. You have the Washington Redskins 9, but now you need to see it with the Buffalo Bills.
There's a difference.
Then it showed to you last year their top 5 defense, essentially.
Well, there's a difference between putting the Bills 2 and the Washington Redskins borderline top 10.
No. You have the Bills and the Redskins right next to each other, right? But you said you need to see it from the Bills. You have. You haven't seen nothing from the Redskins. So how are they so close together?
Well, I mean, their front 7 is arguably the best front 7 in football.
Who's front 7?
The Redskins.
No, their line is. Their line is. And we don't even know yet because we have to see it at the NFL level, right? Ryan, there's guys who've been banged up there too. Jonathan Allen banged up last year, right? So we got to see them. They all got to put it together too. It's not just Crown City because it's great on paper, and it should be, but how great is their linebacking core? Their linebacking core ain't that great. You know what I mean? So they don't have a great front 7. They have a great line. Supposedly, they should. You know how I feel about it, right? So I'm right there with you. But the Bills have levels. The Bills are good on levels. Like all my argument is that if you need to see the Bills, then the Redskins shouldn't even touch or smell a top 10.
No, I need to see the Bills. I need to see the Bills to prove that they're a top 3 type defense. That's my only point. The Washington Redskins, and listen, right here, I think they're very good on levels in their front 7 because whether we do agree with it or not, they have Chase Young listed as a linebacker, so it's more than just a front. It's more than just a front 4.
Always gonna have a hand in the dirt, though. It's a 4-3 defense.
All right, so that's why I'm putting the whole combination.
Am I wrong about Jack Del Rio? Jack Del Rio, Ron Rivera, 4-3 guys, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That is correct.
4 guys, so they can list him as linebacker all they freaking want. He's not covering anybody. But
he's gonna be hanging in the dirt.
They're going to the quarterback. They don't have. Listen, do they have 7 guys up front, right? Yes. On the defense line, yes. But their linebackers are not like. Their linebackers are not top 10 linebackers in football at all.
Not top 10. No, I like Thomas Davis. I like him.
90.
So
I like him, but he's 90.
Yeah.
You know, that's the definition of a Band-Aid. He's down the downside. But I agree with you. I like Thomas Davis, though.
And then just to say, I mean, they have Kendall Fuller and they have Landon Collins, so at least they have. It's not like they just have nobodies back there. But the other two, I agree. I mean, they have friggin' Jimmy Moreland and they have friggin' Sean Davis.
Hey, you're just projected. I'm not. You know what I mean? You know me in this game.
Well, that's what. To be honest, I was surprised you didn't have the Skins up there because you and I have been kind of the spokesman for their defense.
I have them like 11, right? I have them like how you have the Eagles. I have them right there. So my issue isn't you tossing them in there because you're projected. My issue is you can't say I got to see the Bills. So in that projecting, you should have the Bills and the Redskins like, and I'm being picky, but you should have the Bills and the Redskins like at least 4 apart, at least 4 or 5 apart in some fashion. So if that's the Redskins going like 9 and the Bills going, 5 or 6 or 10 and 6, you know what I mean? Like,
I got you.
If you had
that's
the Bills
that's fair.
where and Washington where Denver was, I'd be like, okay. When you say you have to see it, because we haven't seen the Redskins.
Can I be honest though? I'm actually shocked you didn't have the Cowboys in your top 10. I'm shocked.
Listen, because I did it in 32 seconds. The Cowboys to me have a better defense than Denver Broncos. So that's on me. Because the Broncos were in my head because they do have a good defense.
I got you.
They have the Broncos. If I did it again, I'd probably have the Broncos 11, and then I would have Washington right there. The Washington would be 12 because I do have the Broncos obviously above the Redskins, so that would be like the only adjustment.
Would you put the Cowboys over the Eagles, or do you have the Eagles over the Cowboys?
No,
really?
I would have the Cowboys 10 right now.
Real? So you think the Eagles have a better defense? Okay,
yeah,
all right.
I do. I do. They did. We got to see. They got a young rookie corner out there. So we got to see. I like Diggs though. There's pedigree. Their safety position's fine. Their linebackers are really good. We know that. Their front's good. Maybe not as good as it was last year, but still really good. They're neck and neck. Like I had the Eagles 8, Cowboys 10. It's not got. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's picky. You're getting picky. Yeah.
Swap them, and I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
No argument here from me because I think they're both like. It depends on some things for both teams, right? What Gerald McCoy you get, right? You lose Byron Jones. Now I don't think it's significant because you addressed it, but you still lost him, and he was one of the leaders of your defense. So how do you adjust, right? Sean Lee, I know it doesn't matter because they have 2 other great linebackers, but does he ever stay healthy for them to give them that dynamic 3 spot out there? Now if it goes down.
Didn't they also lose Jeff Heath too?
They did, right? I think they did. They lost somebody else back there too.
Which lost the safety.
Which might be.
Yes. I think he's on the Raiders now.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
He's on Raiders.
Dean's saying that, right? You know what I mean? Like if you're going off last year, they're top 5.
Yeah, and I do admit that the Buffalo Bills kind of. I am low on.
There's nothing to admit because I'm going to say it for you. I'm going to tell the people for you. This is what happens with the Buffalo Bills. They're always undervalued. They're always going to be. The market dictates it, right? It's not even your fault, Ryan. Right? It's not even your fault. It's nobody's fault. If people drop the Bills, it's because we forget about the Bills.
Yeah. Well, I honestly think just because I'm so high on the Steelers, that kind of pushed them a little bit. You know what I mean? Because I think in yours, Tom, you were a little bit lower on this. I think you did have Steelers 7. So I think honestly, I think the biggest difference is we just swapped the Bills and the Steelers.
Yeah.
So me adding the Bears and the Steelers into mine, it just by default pushed the Bills a little bit down. You know, just because I'm really high on those 2 teams. So if anything, it's not that I'm low on the Bills. It's just because I'm just really high on 2 extra teams.
Yeah, you have one question mark team. It's Washington. That's right. It's one that you're going off what you think about. Gavin's got to go with 2. The Raiders. The Raiders have the potential because they've really done a lot of good things. I really think they did. I don't know if they're there yet, but they've done a lot of really good things with that football team. So that's all. I had to get in here when I heard you say it.
No, I'm glad because I had 2 questions with the Redskins and the Cowboys, so it's good.
Weird to argue. So let me get to circle back.
Yeah,
I had it in
Ralphie's lucky because now you're not going to be present for his top 5. He's lucky.
So don't think I'm not watching.
Oh yeah.
I had it in hand last time. You know what I mean? I was about to go.
Oh Jesus God.
He had to run back.
Yep. 110%. 110%. He was running back 110%. Ralphie, what's yours? A lot of people are a lot of high hopes for this. People are rooting for you.
Spoiler alert, he has the Arizona Cardinals because of their receiving core. Just kidding.
Yep.
Here's Ralph.
Yeah, spoiler alert, they're number 3.
Listen, Yusuf was rooting for you. He was in before the show even started. He said, Ralphie, I'm rooting for you.
All right. This is my top 5.
Wow. I'm with you with the top 4, but that's
I love it. I love this. I love this game.
So number 1 obviously is Baltimore. Let's talk about it real quick.
Can I just go where I gotta go? Does it always have to be something?
Just go then. Just go.
Something? I got fucking 5. Are you okay?
The Broncos defense gonna be good.
Okay. Top 5 good. Stop.
I don't know.
That is preposterous. I'm Mr. Broncos, and that's preposterous.
No.
Yeah, that's
number 1, Baltimore Ravens. Listen, man, they got better in the offseason, obviously through the draft. I mean, they snagged Calais Campbell. What was it? I go a 5th, 7th round pick, just to bump up their defensive line. They added Derek Wolfe as well. They drafted Patrick Queen in the 1st round, so now he's a Hall of Famer. Obviously, they get a whole year now with Marcus Peters. They get a whole year now with Jimmy Smith. I mean, that defense is prime and ready to go for the season. Number 2, San Francisco. Their front 4 is nasty. And they get Alexander back, right? But we all know that they lost to Forrest Buckner in the offseason, but they replaced them. Or you could say you can't really make that out yet. But they got Javon Kinlaw in the draft. What was it, number 13 or 14, wherever they traded back. Number 3 is the Los Angeles Chargers. Los Angeles Chargers. That you want to talk about a defense that is loaded. That defense is pretty good, right? They added Chris Harris in the offseason. Now they have Casey Hayward, Desmond King, and now they have a healthy Derwin James for the whole entire season. And by the way, they have Ingram and Bosa on the edges. Oh, and by the way, they traded a 2nd and a 3rd to go get Kenneth Murray. Now he's their linebacker. I mean, they're loaded on defense right now. Loaded. Number 4 is Pittsburgh. I mean, Pittsburgh's always had a top 10, top 5 defense, right? They have TJ Watt now as well. They still have Cameron Hayward up front. They added Minkah Fitzpatrick last year, who balled out for them, right? Won them a couple games last year, Minkah did. And Justin Lane's coming into his own. Obviously, they have Joe Hayden as well. And number 5, as everybody's
That's
waiting.
why I brought back the strobe. I had to punish myself for even being here. I had to bring back the strobe like in the draft.
Man, you lost Chris Harris, but you replaced him with A.J. Boye. And A.J. Boye is a hell of a player, right? You only traded a 5th round pick, excuse me. You brought in Jarrell Casey as well, a guy that got after the football last year for Tennessee. Now you bring him into a system, and your head coach, he's a defensive-minded head coach, Nick Vancio. And you also still have Von Miller, and you also have Bradley Chubb still. And Justin Simmons, by the way, is coming off a year which he had 4 interceptions. So, I mean, that defense, to me, is could be, well, you know what? Not could be, is going to be top 5.
I'm not shaking my head about the Chargers, Dean. I'm shaking my head about freaking 5. I'm shaking my head about 5.
Yeah.
So what's the back half of this top 10 look like?
I didn't do a top 10. Only Ryan and Frank did a top 10.
Yeah.
I didn't do top 10. I mean, Ryan and Tom did top 10. Me and Frank did top 5.
Yeah.
What?
I like to keep it a minimum, Pete. Okay, a minimum.
I wonder why. I
like to keep the
It probably has the Cardinals at like 6, the Browns at 7.
Well, Ralph, I just want to say thank you for the 2nd week in a row.
Hey, you're welcome, man. Now, I hope I'm on your will. That's all I ask.
You won't be. You won't be. But we can pretend.
Yeah. Pretending is great. That's what the big purple dinosaur told me.
Ralphie, I thought I was Mr. Broncos. I really did. I mean, I was coming in here last week talking about friggin' Drew Lock and KJ Hamler and Melvin Gordon, who I thought was your boy, and Jerry Jeudy, who I thought was your boy, and then followed it up with another top 10 appearance this week. And boy, I didn't expect to see him in the top 5 because they're not top 5. I mean, What happened to the Patriots? They not playing this year?
You know what? The Patriots are a good football team, but they lost 4 defensive starters, man. 4. And that's big holes to fill. When you lose 4 starters on your defensive side, that was pretty good, damn good. It's hard to fill them holes. It's hard. I understand you had Bill Belichick, but you lost 4 of them. You didn't lose just one guy, right? You lost 4. And by the way, with the 49ers, they're bringing back all of their top talent back as well.
Wrong.
No, it's true. All their good players are back.
Buckner, so that's false. They lost Buckner.
All their good players. They
traded Buckner in order to
you
save
can't say
everybody.
they're bringing them all back when the best players.
Sorry, Dr. Phil. Sorry, Dr. Phil.
Well, listen, I'm not letting you be fake news. I'm not going to do that to you. I'm saving you now. You're welcome. You're welcome. Hopefully, I'm on your will. Everything's
absolutely not. Good job.
Let me ask you. So
Jacksonville at 6? Hell no, they're like 32.
Christ. Where would you? So top 5, right?
Yeah.
So to get to top 5, you would have to say that they're all facets of their defense are elite, correct?
Yeah.
Where do you think their defensive line ranks?
The Denver's?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say bottom half of the league.
Thank you.
Really? Even with Vaughn and Bradley Chubb?
That's not a line.
They're not the line.
That's not the.
They're lying.
I think they could be top 5. I'm gonna stand by it. I'm gonna stand my ground.
Name 2 players on their line.
Von Miller and Bradley Chubb.
That's not the line.
Those are
They're outside
linebackers.
Nuh-uh. They play line. They're
3-4.
Oh yeah, they are, aren't they? Oh my God, their line is atrocious. Yeah,
it's
right.
okay to make an.
But it's whatever. I still get top 5. They can change my mind, baby.
So this is the Arizona Cardinals thing, then.
Nah.
Yes, Yusuf, you're correct. They're linebackers. Can you name one of their line?
They lost Derek Wolf, so he's not there anymore.
Because you did say all facets were elite.
Yeah, you are right.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, you got me stumped.
Do you want me to list them?
Yeah, go right ahead, Frank.
Shelby Harris, Mike Purcell, and Jarrell Casey.
Mm-hmm.
Jarrell Casey used to be on the Titans.
Yep.
And then they also acquired DeMarcus Walker in the draft. Let's see, who else is
here? 3 years ago. In the draft 3 years ago.
Yeah.
They got McKelvin Agam. You like him?
Yeah, he sounds pretty cool.
I don't know.
Going down with the ship. I respect it.
They also have a guy named...
That's fine. Somebody's got to... I'm the goddamn captain. So, I mean, if it goes down, I go down. You know what I mean?
Maybe of the Titanic you are. Maybe of the Titanic you're the captain.
Or the Casa Concordia. Oh, well.
Yes. Okay. They also have a guy named Kyle Pico, like the Pico power play.
I don't think it's... Is it spelled that way, too?
No. But it's pronounced that way. Or maybe it's not. You know why? Because I have no idea who he is.
No.
And he's on the third string.
Or Pecco.
Pecco. It's got to be Pecco.
So they have a guy named Pecco.
Pecco.
Top 5, baby.
Dean says, hey, Ralph, just insert Eagles for them. You know what to do. Pete, I know that you were a late addition, and so you don't have an official top 5, but who would you say are your locks? What are your thoughts?
No, I can come up with a top 5 real quick.
Oh, beautiful. Yes.
Yeah.
Try and follow up Ralphie's. That's all I'm saying. Try and follow that one up.
So, Ravens are 1. I'll put Chargers 2.
Nice.
Steelers 3. 4. This may shock some people, but I like their defense. They're solid. They have a defensive-minded head coach who's from the New England camp. I'm going to go Tennessee Titans.
Ooh, okay.
Kevin Byard. You got Jeffrey Simmons on the line. Just at every level, I think they're very, very solid. And number 5, because they do have the hoodie, I'm going to go New England. And, I mean, I think the Saints are right there behind them. We talked about Tampa Bay earlier. I think Tampa Bay, when it's all said and done, may be in the top 10 as well, with the Eagles on the outside looking in. I mean, I love Dallas's linebackers, and I like their secondary. I don't like their safety positions. I don't think they're deep enough on the defensive line. Outside of DeMarcus Lawrence, I'm not really
So where's
worried
the
about anything
49ers
else.
for you?
49ers will probably be like that 6-7 range. I don't like their back end at all. I do not like their back end at all. I think their defensive line, they got home a lot last season, which kind of boosted their defense and their back end. But we saw what happened when a quarterback is given time. We saw what happened in the Super Bowl. I don't think in that back end, I'm just not a fan. I mean, close as well is honorable mention. Maybe it's probably Seattle as well. That's an honorable mention team that we don't really think about them too much because they're older. Honorable mention. I'm thinking they're they're 10 to 15. They're
Yeah.
11
Okay. Yeah.
11 to 15. You could throw the Packers in there too. They made a lot of improvements on defense as well. So,
all right.
Yeah, but I think the Titans are just a more, and they don't get talked about. I'm sorry, and I left out the Bills somewhere. So I would insert the Bills at 4.
Okay.
And put the Titans at 6. I was still, because this with Belichick and how he can scheme, and that secondary. Regardless, we talked about the front 4 being so beneficial to the rest of the defense. When you have a secondary that you really can do anything with that you want, and they can just shut it down, whether it's zone, whether it's man, that allows you to really 7 other players that you can, whatever weakness that you have, just become so creative. And Bill's going to find a way. He's going to find a way.
Love it. Yusuf has a comment for you, Ralph. He says, let's review the L's Ralph has taken since he's never lost. Number 1, L is Andre Dillard. Number 2, L is his top 5 for offense. Third L is, of course, Michigan State. And his 4th L is his top 5 for defense.
Hey, that's okay.
Wait until we hear his top 5 in special teams. It's joking.
Oh, God.
We're not actually doing it.
Oh, jeez. That would be a very, very weird show.
One that I will not partake in. I'll be
Me
mowing the lawn.
too.
I'll be mowing the lawn that day.
I'll be ironing my bed.
Speaking of weird, because I think we already covered the Brandon Brooks stuff. Gavin was asking about it yesterday during Birds with Feather. Oh, I'm sorry, Frank.
You're leaving me out? You're giving me the Jam Brady treatment? All right, good night.
All right, bye, Frank.
See you, Frank.
All right, I'm back.
All right. Go ahead, Frank. Right. I'm sorry.
So my top 5, Baltimore
and
and San Francisco, what's there much to say? I mean, they're the 2 best defenses in the league so far. Going with Baltimore, you had Patrick Queen and Malik Harrison in the draft, Calais Campbell and Derek Wolfe, both from trades in the free agency in the offseason. They're going to definitely improve on the run defense that was 21st ranked last year. Number 2 with the 49ers, you trade DeForest Buckner for opening up the salary cap so you can keep your guys like Eric Armstead and Jimmy Ward. There's still a bit of a question for the corners. Richard Sherman, I know he turned 32. Kilo Witherspoon, he's coming off an injury. Hopefully, if healthy, they can be pretty effective. Number 3, I got the New England Patriots. I know you lost 4 starts, but they did make it up in the draft. They got guys like Josh Uche, Anthony Jennings, Kyle Duggar. Those are very good picks. You still have Dante Hightower, the McCourty twins. Yeah. You still got a lot of key pieces on that defense. Defense is going to help them win games, whatever the offense can't do. But with that, I have them at 3. I think they will take a step back this year. But, defense is going to win them a couple games, keep them in the fight for the AFC East. Number 4, I got the Pittsburgh Steelers. You're returning 10 out of your 11 starters. You still have very good young guys in Minkah Fitzpatrick, Devin Bush, P.J. Watt, Bud Dupree. They're very good young guys, a very good linebacking core with Bush, Watt, and Dupree. Stephon Tuitt is coming off the IR. He was a huge loss on that D-line. So hopefully with him being fully healthy, the Steelers will make a significant impact. And number 5, I actually had a hard time trying to figure out who to put there. I thought about the Chargers, thought about the Saints, I thought about the Bills, but I'm like, you know what? I got to put the Bears in there. Chuck
The
Pagano's
Bears
back.
are top 5 over the Chargers.
Yeah,
Don't start doing this. Don't start doing this.
Here's the tough one for the Chargers because they're a really good defense, but the one thing that just worries me with the Chargers is the injuries. And I thought our team had bad breaks with injuries. You got to look at the Chargers. Some people, including myself, had the Chargers going to the Super Bowl last year.
If Khalil Mack gets injured, their defense goes bye-bye.
Yeah, but Eddie Jackson, he's a good free safety. Under Pagano, he's going to be better. They added Robert Quinn, already in a very good D-line, including Danny Trevathan, Akeem Hicks, Khalil Mack, and Roquan Smith. Those are going to be scary. That's going to be a scary 5 to deal with.
Hey, Ralph.
What's up, buddy?
I think Frank saved you because there's 2 things here. Okay, I hate to do it to you. Listen, I wanted it just to be nice and easy. I wanted it to be nice and easy. All right,
nice and easy.
I was telling the families we got a special return of an old friend in a couple minutes. I was plugging away. 2 things, Frank. We're not basing this off of injury. We're talking about talent. We can't.
This is how I made my list. I made my list one way, and you made your list the other way.
Okay, but Frank, it's 2 separate criteria, so we can't. We're under the same bullet here.
Whatever.
2, you can't tell me you're concerned about injuries and then still have the Eagles in the top 10. I mean, they are
they are 10 for a reason. The Eagles are 10 for a reason.
Why?
I explained why earlier in the show.
Explain it again. I must have been on vacation.
Well, they are. The corners are good. The major question is the linebackers.
But if they're 10 with those concerns and then you add injuries, and we've always had injuries, then we're talking about the Eagles are a bottom 10.
Yeah, but the Chargers were just so bad with the injuries all last year on defense. I think every single player on defense got hurt at one point last year.
Let me go to the cloud. Hold on, let me go to the cloud. Oh, let's see. They were so bad, but they were still in the top percentile of the league with their B squad. Again, Frank, like I said, we can't play both sides. It's tough.
Well, let him finish and see where he has the Chargers before
I didn't do a top 10. I only did a top 5. But if I had the Chargers for me, I would probably have them at 6 or 7.
Okay. I think they're top 5, but it doesn't.
They have the chance to be a top 5, but the thing is, the injuries just stick out to me like a sore thumb.
It's fair. It's fair. And listen, the one thing he's not wrong about the Bears.
Thank you.
He's not wrong about the Bears front 7. I just don't think they're top 5, but he's not wrong. That's a damn good front 7.
It's a very good front 7, and they adjusted so well under Chuck Pagano. Like year 2 under Pagano, they could be a lot better, even if Mitchie Poo doesn't do great on offense. That defense could win them a few more games this year.
No, listen.
That's why I see how this defense.
It's not far off. I don't agree with Chicago being top 5, but I would. Like I said, I had New England top 5. I don't even know if they are anymore.
All right.
So it's a crapshoot. As long as you have the Chargers in the top 6.
Yeah.
Right.
The Chargers are in my top 10, but just for me and Ralph, I did a top 5. So
I don't even want to know Ralph's. I didn't see Ralph's back end, and I heard.
There is no back end.
He didn't have a back end.
You're lucky he didn't have a back end.
It stopped with Denver.
Minimum work. But I did terrible in high school.
Yo, so I actually want to kind of come to the defense of the Broncos pick. I will say this. They may not be a true talent, top 10 defense or top 5 defense as in Ralphie's eyes, but if that offense hits like it's supposed to, their defense is going to be fresh all the time. All the time.
Very true.
Don't nod your head, Ralph, because you didn't say that. That wasn't one of your 9 reasons.
Very, very true.
Don't nod your head.
Well, Pete, you're going on my will. All right, buddy. Thank you.
Must be a big will. If you're having all
As
these
long as the
freaking
meatballs
names,
is in there. That's all. That's
and all
Absolutely.
these freaking names. Everyone's on the will now, Ralphie. Let's see. So we teased it earlier. Gavin was asking about him yesterday, and then a bunch of guys were asking about him last week. So if you've been watching the show for a while, you would know that we used to have a guy on named Noah Eaton. If you know him, you know who we're talking about here.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can say that he's probably the most interesting person of A2D, maybe the most interesting person in the world. And if you don't know who he is, for all of our new listeners, well, you're going to find out quickly. So he's, how would you say, Ralph, technologically challenged?
Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
just say he's living in 1960.
He just
Two words: flip phone.
Yeah, he just discovered fire a couple weeks ago. So obviously that would keep him from joining us every week like he was in the old days when we were in the studio. We look forward to the days where we're going back into the studio and seeing him every week. So we've been talking to him, and we said, no, we want you to be a part of the show. So we came up with a solution for everyone who's been missing him, because we got a lot of comments over the last couple weeks. So, Ralph, you want to explain, since he's calling you?
Yeah, so whatever. So we're going to call this the Noah Eaton hotline segment. And Noah, basically, I just told him, hey, buddy, since, you can't be on the show as of right now, just call in. Leave me a voicemail about whatever you want to rant about, sports-wise, and we'll put it on for everybody to listen to. He agreed to it, so let's have some fun.
So Noah actually did that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my screen just froze. So that's lovely.
Uh-oh.
My screen is absolutely frozen. Oh, no, you guys. Oh, now I'm back. Okay, I'm back. So he did it. So this is episode 1, the first edition of.
Gavin gets his wish, by the way.
A lot of guys. A lot of people were asking about him.
TA's face is so. He has no idea what's about that.
Well, once he sees the intro, he might want to go back for another break. That's all I'm saying. So,
listen, I've been saying to everybody. Granny's been on the PHIX for a while. Noah Eaton was on the first ever show, A2D history, which was Agree to Disagree, and I dealt with him for a long time. Tremendous guy. You talk about tremendous competitor, right? But a flat out fucking issue. All right. But who I love to death, but a flat out issue. And zero filter, which is what we built this whole bitch on. All right. So is there concern? Yeah. But the one thing about Noah is he's politically correct. He does a great job with that. So he's like professional in that area. Everything else is a crapshoot. I'm interested to see what the hell comes out of his mouth. And first off, when he calls you and you get the call, you're like, oh, this is a half hour. You know what I mean? And nothing.
Very, very true.
Nothing gets said. Nothing gets really accomplished. But it's a half hour 45. So of a lot of storytelling. So I'm excited. I'm excited for the first one, if that's what you want to call it.
So, and Noah asks, his one request was a couple weeks ago, hey, can you just give me a nice intro? And I said, well, I'll do my best.
He's requesting. Guy can't find a tablet, but now he's making requests. Okay.
We need to make him look nice.
So this is his intro. I hope you like it, Noah.
How stupid can you be?
Kitty cat dance party.
Kitty cat.
And here's the first episode of the Noah Eaton Hotline.
Good morning. It's June 17th at 3 a.m. It's Noah from A2D Radio's The PHIX. Oh, I'm on my way to work this morning and grateful to have the ability to do so. Thankfully, I'm not one of the 40 million Americans that are currently out of work. I'm thankful to be working. I'm thankful to be able to help support my family. I wish that Major League Baseball, both on the side of the owners and the players, I wish they would have similar feelings. I wish they would stop bickering over money Hang on one moment. I'm about to have my temperature checked. Good morning, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, all required employees at my place of employment are required to have their temperatures checked for obvious safety precautions due to COVID-19. So, but we know that owners and players are not fighting over temperature checks. They're not fighting over safety precautions. They're fighting over the almighty dollar. Hey, Rob Manfred, Commish, and to all the owners of the Major League Baseball clubs, let's wait. Me, Billy, get back on the field. Because America wants to see baseball again. So just maybe, players, you and the owners can figure it out, and figure it out fast. This is for no...
And then it just cuts off. It just cuts off. His audio literally just cuts off.
Cuts off. I just love the ticker, and then like when Noah's getting his temperature check, you throw it in the Hanna-Barbera sound effects.
No, I didn't add anything. That was what was happening. I didn't add anything.
Whatever, but it was great.
So,
Tom,
I'm just gonna give you the spotlight here.
When I mentioned 30-minute phone calls and 45-minute phone calls, what you just witnessed there is exactly what we're talking about.
Yep.
Nothing was said, but a lot was said. Man, a lot of things said, nothing really said.
Every phone call is like that. Every single phone call.
And as you noticed, he sent that message at 3:00 in the morning.
No, it made the start of it even better. And listen, I love him. I hope I'm glad he's doing well.
Yeah.
Through that, and coming up clean on the temperature. But and glad he's working, but I had no idea where the hell he was going with it. Still not quite sure. We all know if he calls back. When you're calling the hotline, honey, bring a little substance to Ralphie. I could call him. I don't half an hour thing. I can't do. So the next time you dabble in it, do me a favor. Tell him to bring some fucking substance, courtesy of mine. All right? Be a time.
Oh,
I love it.
Tell him I love him too. Call me, but text me first. Make sure I got the time.
Later, Yusuf. I'm glad you caught that, Yusuf.
Yusuf.
Oh, with that being said, you want to talk Disney?
Yeah,
let's talk about Disney. The happiest place on earth.
Yes, somewhere that I would like to be right now if nobody got sick.
And a place where Noah probably wouldn't be allowed in, if we're being honest. So, fam, just for context, if you guys missed it, all the NBA fans or sports fans, it was revealed last night which hotels the NBA players would be staying in now that all the games will be playing in Disney World. And it was determined by seeding. The top seeds, like the Lakers, the Clippers, the Bucks, they're getting
the fancy hotel.
A hotel I didn't even know existed until yesterday, and that was the Grand Destino. I don't know.
Who's got the Margaritaville Resort in Orlando? Anybody?
I have no clue.
Oh, that's what I want to say.
Margaritaville. What is it? Which one is that?
Margaritaville Resort Orlando. Okay. The resort is like 4.1 miles away. I don't know if that's part of.
I've heard of them. Yeah.
I don't know if that's part of the resort, but that's where I'd want to stay. $255 a night. Right now, through a pandemic.
Yeah, bad. The second tier seedings are staying at the Grand Floridian.
And I mean, tough choice.
Yeah, I know. Which I love because Embiid and Russell Westbrook are going to be in the same hotel. I absolutely love that. Can we get the cameras?
Kyrie? Did you hear about Kyrie? The real reason he's pulling the shit because he wasn't allowed in the bubble because he wasn't playing.
Oh,
Bro, now the truth came out today. I think Basketball Forever put it out.
I can't stand them. I can't stand them.
Put out credible stuff, and they put that out today. I'm like, wow, what a scumbag!
He's a flat earther. What do you expect?
What a me guy! Like, you know, you talk about guys doing it right and doing it wrong.
Wow,
just a guy who did it completely wrong, and like, who can ever agree with Kendrick Perkins, right? And like, when I'm like applauding Kendrick Perkins, there's a problem.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like Kendrick, they were spot on, brother. I don't know if I've ever said that. So
first for everything.
Yeah, so you know that's where I'm like, Kyrie, just shut up. And again, I'm not the guy to ever say, like in the video I did, shut up and dribble. I ain't a clown like that guy. No. But just shut up. Just like, shut up, dude. Stop talking. Every time you talk, you make zero sense, and you just dig yourself holes that you can't get out of. Start your own league. Get a clue. Get a clue. You think you're getting 50 ball players to roll with you to start your own league? You're an idiot. You're an idiot. I don't say you got to like rely on owners and kiss their ass, but to think you're going to start your own league, a lot harder than just playing ball. Okay.
And I don't get why the especially Kyrie, they have the stance that the players have it so hard. The freaking the league minimum is a freaking $1 million. Like, Jesus God, like, can we stop? Like, guys that don't even play in a minute are making more than that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like there's players in the NFL that aren't even sniffing that are good football players.
Yes,
that aren't sniffing $1 million a year, or like they are, but they're getting that, and they're way better than guys who are like Kyle Korver gets paid. Like I keep saying it, like there's so many guys who get paid, and you're like, wow, that guy's made $50 million this year, or that guy not $50 million this year, but that guy got a 3-year deal worth $50 million.
Alan Crabb.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
Look at what TJ McConnell makes. And I like TJ, but I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, get back to the resorts. My bad.
You're spot on, because I was going to bring him up at some point, so you're spot on. And then, I can't stand him. Like the fact
he has no cause but himself. It's cause
right.
himself. So I read through idiots. Okay, stop trying to make it like, oh, I'm going to take a stance because I'm not allowed in there, so I'm going to turn it around on them and say we shouldn't play. And then there isn't players that are buying into that. Yep. Like a lot of guys said, like, what LeBron does, we do. No. If you think LeBron's going to run to your side on this, you're an idiot. And the thing that I hate about Kyrie is he had such a great relationship with Kobe, and he ruined it. He ruined everything that man taught him.
Yep.
Everything that man taught him. Selfishness, just like those kinds of things. Like, he's not living that Kobe Mamba mentality, period. That's all.
No, you're spot on. I mean, the fact when you hear the only two guys that are speaking up are Dwight Howard and Kyrie Irving, you know that's an issue. You know what I mean?
The two biggest clowns in basketball I'm going to listen to. Stop, dude. What are the best players saying? What are the guys actually have common sense? Like, people get on LeBron, dude, but LeBron's a good man. You know what I mean?
Never gotten in trouble.
Never gotten in trouble. You don't have to agree with everything guys say. That's part of America. That's part of what's great about it. You don't have to agree with everybody, but like overall, the guy's a great dude, and I don't have to. I got MJ over him. You know what I mean? But does it like it's just unbiased? Like the guy's a great basketball player and a good dude. Now, does that mean I'm telling you he never cheated on his wife? I don't know. I know how NBA players roll, pro players in general. So I'm not going to come out here and tell you he's you know what I mean? He's that guy. But right. It's in trouble and stuff like that. Like, what I expect from pro players, is the reality of it, and that's how you should go by it. Like as long as they're not getting arrested and getting in trouble, you expect them to get a little frisky, right? It's just part of the package. Most wives probably expect it. So it's part of the package, and it's part of what it is in professional sports that are on the road a lot. But again, great guy. So it's like I want to hear what he says is sort of what's going to go. And there's a lot of great guys in the NBA that I'll buy in the direction they want to go, but none of them are going to say we shouldn't play for this reason. Like when Stephen A's telling the same thing, like he's saying, listen, this is how you use the platform to do it, bro. Go play.
Push the conversation.
People are playing. Like, how would you not? Like, that's the easy 101 way of you want change. Well, impressors and things like that, that gives you your opportunity. That gives you your spotlight, pregame, T-shirts, whatever, right? That gives you the spotlight. You want the spotlight, there it is. The spotlight isn't not playing because of what's going on in America. And we don't have the time to do a show on how bad America is on every side, right? Because I've been seeing race from every color and every ethnic background recently throughout social media, which I'm not a fan of. I don't want to be labeled like a white person or Chinese or anybody shouldn't be labeled, period. If you support the president, you're not automatically a racist. Like there's some fine lines that need to be ironed out on how some idiots operate, but the majority of America gets it. And the majority of America is what matters. And that's why we're going to do the right things. Like the order by the president yesterday, if you can't rally around that kind of change, then you're just a biased individual, period. Like that's big time change. That's the first president to actually go in this direction. So we're getting there. We just keep rallying around the people doing it right? That's it. That's why I say rally around LeBron. Rally around some of these guys that get it in the NBA. They're the guys I want to rally around because I think that I don't consider them guys racist individuals either, right? Yes, they're about a movement that we all should be about. You know what I mean? It's like Black Lives Matter, all lives matter. Right there, we're right there. We're underneath. You know what I mean? It's 1B. It's 1B. Just say it's 1A, and let's rally and keep moving forward like we are. I think, like I said, majority's doing great. So let's get into Disney. Let's continue into Disney before I do like a freaking like a major news network like we did the. But I like to keep it real on here. I like to keep it real. I think we're going. This all brought this conversation. We're going in the right direction. So we just continue with not following, but buying into the people that are doing it the right way.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's millions of people, really.
The third seed or the third tier of seating, the bottom tier, they are at the Yacht Club, I believe, and then the New York Knicks are staying at the Tower of Terror.
All right, take a ride.
Yeah.
Well, I could have had them in It's a Small World, but oh well.
Yeah. Put that scumbag on the ride. Get owner on the ride.
Or we could put Kyrie on Spaceship Earth because then we can show him that the Earth is round.
Ooh, very good, Frank.
Yeah.
I love Spaceship Earth.
Or we take
the Ellen ride.
We take him to Universal, not Universal. Sorry, we take him to Epcot, and we get him on the little NASA ship that goes up, and we show him
around the thing. The thing.
Yep, we show him. Hey, circle, babe.
So for the fam at home and for everyone in here, if you had the top choice, if you're the NBA player and Mr. Adam Silver says, all right, say we're all LeBron. Ralph, you're going to love this because you get to be LeBron for 5 minutes. So I'm doing this for you again, Ralphie, because I care. Yeah, go switch shirts. Go on. If Adam Silver came to us and said, LeBron, you get to choose what hotel you're staying at. Which hotel are you choosing in the resort?
Out of those three?
No.
Anywhere.
Oh, what?
Wow, don't jump all at once, Ralphie.
Here we go. Here's our Disney fam.
Yep.
Helping us out. Thanks, Andy. Love you, brother. Hope you don't allow Toyotas. Contact Andy Redder for all your Toyotas.
Frank?
See, I had 2 places in mind because it's been
give them both.
It's almost been like 20 years since I last been to Disney. I know Disney probably has changed a bit since I was last there. Let's see. The last resort I stayed at was the Animal Kingdom Lodge. That was pretty cool.
Okay. That's
seeing all the animals.
Good resort.
But the one place I would really like to go is the Contemporary Resort because of the monorail going through the building.
Fucking spider monkey.
The Disney Caribbean Beach Resort looks hella dope.
What was the second one again, Frank?
The Contemporary Resort. It's that weird looking.
It's the triangle. It's one of the 3 original.
Yeah. I mean I like weird architecture like that. I stay at the Luxor in Las Vegas. I love the inclinators. I just like how it's set up. I love how the monorail goes through the building.
A little Middle Eastern feel to it. Little good architect. Not middle. You know what I'm talking about? You know?
I like strange architecture.
Yeah, you like the pyramid talk. I mean, I love pyramid. Watch Ancient Aliens all the time.
What pyramid?
I love pyramid talk.
Don said he's going to send him to Cedar Point. Ralphie
Keeps talking. They're sending him to Guantanamo.
Yeah. You going with the Caribbean?
Yeah, the Caribbean one looks sick. I was just looking at pictures of it. Yeah, I'll take the Caribbean.
See, I keep
The
going.
Animal Kingdom looks cool as shit too.
What's the one I always get? I always call it the Great Wolf Lodge, but it's not. It's the one right around the corner from the Contemporary. It's like a log.
Fort Wilderness.
Fort Wilderness, yes. It's not the one. It's not the campground. I'm not staying in no freaking campground. I'm not doing that. I think that's it's the Wilderness Lodge. I want to say, or is that the campground?
Fort Wilderness is a resort and a campground.
Yeah, no, I'm not. No, not that one. The other one. Whatever the other one is.
What's it called?
And my number one's Polynesian. I mean, that's my spot.
Listen, can I be honest? I haven't stayed. I mean, I've been, but I haven't stayed in Disney. Oh, fuck. No, I don't know.
Almost 30 years now, huh?
The last time I was there with my parents.
Yeah, so would that be like what?
It is Wilderness
like
Lodge.
68,
Yep.
68, 67, 68.
No, how about get a fucking clue? Maybe 94. Maybe on my last hurrah, like staying at.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? Like staying somewhere. I don't consider that a good vacation spot.
Really?
Yeah, there's so many places.
Yep. Listen. You're telling me I disappear on my vacations. I disappear.
The last place I want to be is around all that. Like when I think about getting away, I think of island.
Secluded, gated community.
All
inclusive. Don't worry about nothing.
Greece.
You're good to go.
The amount of money it costs to go to Disney, you go to fucking Greece. Okay, that's how you gotta look at it. Like,
yeah, it's pretty crazy how almost it compares to that, to where
I got a deal on the Epcot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't talk about it too much, but when you know people, you got a little bit of a free entry talk. Okay, but if not, that's a fucking $800 bill right there.
It's crazy.
If you're staying there a week with 2 kids, you're getting smoked. You're getting smoked. Listen, I'm never. When I have kids, we ain't going to fucking Disney. You're gonna learn to travel the world. You're gonna learn to travel the world. Andy, that's the geek in you. And I love Disney. Love Disney movies, but that's the continued geek in you. Have you been out of the country? Oh, have you seen the Caribbean? Oh, baby. You know what I mean? Until you do this, until you feel like you're in a swimming pool in the middle of an ocean, you haven't traveled, brother. You gotta get out. You gotta get out of your comfort zone a little bit. Travel the world. You might find Mrs. Ritter. You might find her. Little Grease girl.
Very true, Andy.
We'll take an HUD trip. Get you, Ralphie, hooked up.
Like the friggin' Bachelor.
Yep. HUD Bachelor style.
Yep.
Greece. For the amount of money you spend in Disney over 5 fucking days, you can go to Greece for a week. Now, you got to go to Greece for like 10 days because of the plane ride. But still.
Yeah.
I don't think it'd probably be the same price if you really broke it down.
Well, it also depends where in Greece, too.
Oh, we're not doing this, Frank.
No, it doesn't, Frank.
I'm just saying.
20 miles within a beach. That's all that fucking matters.
I mean, my cousin went to Santorini. She never came back to the States. She got married in Santorini. Stayed there.
My God, Frank, I know.
Here we
Nothing
go.
bad happened.
Here we go.
She loved Greece so much, she stayed.
I thought he disappeared. I'm like, oh my God, I'm never going to Greece. I'm glad
this is why
she moved.
I know some of these vacation club people. I know it's like a freaking cult. I know these people.
You're in a timeshare. You're locked in. You're locked in. That's why you'll never see the world now, Andy. That's why you'll never see the world. They got you by the balls. They got you so up in it. It's hysterical. Look at you.
Send them emails every other day. Oh, you can't hide from them. Now, we have an individual who's never been to Disney. Is that correct, Mr. Pete Evans?
Wow.
I never been to Disney. Nope.
All right, well, we'll get to a travel agent tomorrow and we'll go this summer or something. We'll go
Andy.
Andy. You're not missing anything, Pete.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if it was up to me,
Dominican, we can say Be Live. We can say Be Live for $800 a person. For $800 a person, we go say Be Live for a week, and that's
down.
That's everything. That's your plane. That's everything. $800
your food, your drinks.
$800 to $1,000. $800 to $1,000. Depending if you want to now up a little bit, you want to you. But
Get a hotel with a swim out pool. You know what I mean?
800 to $1,000, you can go stay at a lot of these resorts.
Oh, absolutely.
Places like that. Get the fuck out of here. You're gonna send me to Disney. I want no part of Disney. No parts of Disney anymore. I'll go to Disney like a one day when I'm visiting in Florida type shit, but I'm not staying there. You know what I mean? I'm gonna stay. You're not gonna hit me over the head and then you're in a vacation club. You're getting smoked.
Here we go. Andy's recruiting you. He's recruiting you.
Give me a free ride, Andy. I'll come stay a couple days in Disney.
Of course.
But listen, Pete, I'm telling you, we're going. Ralphie, all right, we're doing this. Next May, let's fucking saddle up again.
Yeah,
do they have a Star Wars themed like hotel yet or no?
They're working on it. That'll be ready in 2021.
Don't start, Pete. I had, you know what I mean? I got you right where I need you. You're on my side here. All right, we're talking blue water.
How much? What do you want? You want Nike shoes, Adidas shoes?
If I had to go right now, I probably would much rather go to Universal because they just have Transformers.
Yeah. I'm a Universal.
Shit like that. You know what I mean?
Epcot's cool because you can drink around the world. So you can say, like, oh, I drank everywhere in the world. Now, that's cute, Andy, if you want to say you traveled the world that way, because I did. But that's as far as you get out of the country. No, Disney's a great place. It's a magical place. Yeah. The money is astronomical, and that's why I'll just rather, I could take 2 vacations to islands a year and still not spend what I would spend going to Disney.
Yeah, I
didn't know it was that expensive, bro.
Yeah, and I'm not a theme park guy. I'm just not. I'm fine. Like exactly. I'm not a for all the Splash Mountain junkie. I'll take a ride. I mean that's where look at you like you're 92, right? You want to about my age, Ralphie? Fuck out of here. I'll go on any ride you want right now. What ride you want to go? Something fun.
Well, it sucks. I used to be able to go on roller coasters, but the bar doesn't come all the way down anymore. So
I was at Canova at the time in upstate PA, and it's like old school. So it was like a wooden roller coaster. No, I ain't fucking shitting you. The girl had to fucking push it down. I'm like, is this really happening with her feet? I don't think I should go on here. I don't know. And then he goes, I said, a wrong turn. I'm out.
Nope. I'm fine on the ground. Nothing will happen to me on the ground.
I'll go on.
I could do roller coasters, but I can't do like too many flips and all that.
You know what ride I like? You know what ride I like?
Fuck around. And I was scared to death of it when I was younger. But as I grown up, the only thing I won't do is drop shit. Like
yes, exactly. That's Splash Mountain. I can't do that.
No, I'll do that.
Tower of Terror.
I'll do Splash Mountain.
No, Tower of Terror I'll do. I'm talking about that one ride you always see on the boardwalk.
Hell no.
Oh, that ride. Yeah. The slingshot.
That I can't do.
Oh, I ain't no way.
Can't do
my big ass. No. Thank God I can't fit on that because
I'll probably curse like a sailor on that.
Roller coasters.
My luck. The screw will fall out and the thing go just shoot me all the way to the ocean.
I'll
die on impact.
Ralphie will be in space.
Yeah. I'll be like, what's the guy, Frank?
Who doesn't like a little upside down roller coaster? I mean, you got to dabble.
Spot on. I was just gonna say I'll do the teacups. I'll play with the teacups.
Yeah, give me some bumper cars or something like that.
Yeah.
Go-karts. The joint that goes around this way real fast, plays the music, then it spins you backwards.
Yeah.
That's what Dean. I want to see this is where we miscommunicate, right? As a
Spaceship Earth was a pretty good ride.
This is where we miscommunicate as a society. I don't remember a crown happening. I don't remember throwing on a MAGA hat. I don't remember ordering a bumper sticker. Okay? But if we can't give credit to something without talking about everything else, then that's where we don't take steps forward. That's all. I'm not talking about what's been done wrong. I'll just talk about something that was just done right. That's all. I don't know. You know what I mean? Don't leave, Dean. Don't leave.
Ooh.
Right? Don't you go.
Pharaoh.
I mean, stick around. Have a conversation. Communicate. Don't run away. You know what I mean? I ain't putting the hat on. I ain't even voting.
Taro, is that true?
Here's what I read. They're changing the theme up a little bit because the movie that Splash Mountain is based off of It's probably a movie we probably would never see the light of day called Song of the South.
Okay, let's do dumbest thing of the week. I can't do this. I can't
Yeah.
do this. I can't do this. I can't do
Hey,
this.
I'm just listen. History's there for a reason because we learn and we try not to make the same mistakes. Right? That's the great thing about history. Okay, the great thing about history is, and there's been tons of bad things that happen in history, but you hope that you learn from what you know about history. Right? If you erase history, then all these things that happen will start to happen again in a different way. Right? So you don't want to erase it. You don't want to remember it and condone it. You don't want to condone it, but you want to remember so that you can grow as people. Like it's common sense. That's why I hate the erase of everything. Like I don't get into it on social media or anything, but I just hate the erase of stuff. Like you don't have to erase everything. They're there for a reason. You know what I mean? They're there for us to learn from. You know, like you want to get rid of songs and stuff like that. That's a different story. I understand some of that shit. But like in terms of like all kinds of shit, like monuments and this, that, and the third, like they're there to remind us. You know, and if you think bad about one of them, they're there to remind you on what you can do better, on what we can learn from, with everything. I don't know. That's just
no. You're right. Dumbest thing of the week, Ralphie. You have one this week?
Yeah. The whole dumbest thing was when John Heyman tweeted out saying that the deal is close, guys. The deal is close. They're about to sign on the dotted line. Baseball's back, and then it was like 20 minutes later, Jeff came out and said, the deal's not even close. And then you have the MLB Players Association put out a tweet that says, yeah, the rumors about the deal being close is completely false. That's just my dumbest thing of the week. I mean, what a way to jump a gun. Jesus. Dumbest thing of the week right there.
It might be your best one ever, Ralphie, because you're spot on. Pete.
I got nothing.
So you are Ralph this week. Got it.
I'll go off with Ralph. I'll go right with Ralphie. It's not only the dumbest thing, the whole process has been the worst thing. It's disgusting. You know, I'm tired of these fucking players. Okay? All right? Tell us when and where. Well, I think they've been trying to.
Yeah.
I think they've been trying to. So you can go to social media and act like you're all the heroes now. Shut up. Shut up. Okay? Either play or don't. I don't need to post. Tell us when and where. We're going to create this movement when and where. We're going to want to play. Now we care so much because we're getting backlash. I see right through it. Okay? I said it before. I'm tired of hearing from the fucking 5%. I want to hear from the guys that don't have guaranteed goddamn money if this season doesn't go off. They're the guys. I understand unions. I understand how they're built, but this is the way this needs to go. Okay? And these freaking idiot Arenado, Harper. Harper's a punk, by the way. He's a punk. All right? Oh, you got your tennis on. Like, I'm going to go play tennis. Get a clue. Stop it. Worry about baseball. Stop trying to be about me. That's what will make me run you right out of this fucking city. I'll be the leader of the pack running you out of this city. All right? So shut up and go play baseball. Worry about getting a deal done for the rest of the players instead of about freaking putting, the tennis shit in your Instagram story, Eagles shit, tagging the Eagles. Worry about going to play baseball. Worry about baseball. Okay? Worry about trying to play. You say when and where? They said it. So you going to play or not? And I'm not praising the billionaires here. I'm just saying you're going to say when and where, then the deal should have been done today. So it proves you're all a bunch of bullshitters. Blake Snell. With all due respect, Blake. You said you said it wasn't worth the risk. Hey, but now you're saying tell us when and where? You don't believe that. This is a joke. It's a joke. And they're going to ruin this sport for generations because of this shit.
Are you at the point where you don't believe it's happening?
I'm at the point I don't believe it's happening, period. Okay. The way they've operated from day one with it. And if it happens, good. I mean, I don't mind being wrong about it. It just seems like there's a lot of selfishness and there's a lot of, I don't know. It's a bad run sport, and that's really that. And
Frank?
what else can you say?
Frank?
I do not have a dumb thing of the week, but I do have a good thing of the week for me. In about 48 or so hours, our school year will be wrapping up in the time of this crazy pandemic. So parents, please thank a teacher. That's all I got to say.
Okay. We interrupt this broadcast for a message. Got it.
Thank your teachers during this pandemic.
No. Look, I mean, I get all that. Like I said, there's certain things that I understand it, and there's other ones like Aunt Jemima today. Like, really, you're getting rid of Aunt Jemima? I didn't know Aunt Jemima did anything wrong. You know what I mean?
It was. I knew about that before.
Well, I just thought it was great syrup, great butter.
It's delicious, but like.
But I understand. Like, I understand. And I'm not starting an argument over it. Like,
no, absolutely not.
If we remember history, we can work on not making the same mistakes.
Right.
And we can do better. That's the only reason I talk about it. Certain things I get. You shouldn't condone or.
And Prism said it right over here. He says monuments and statues are meant to glorify. You don't build statues of Confederate generals.
No.
If you want to commemorate the Confederacy, go to a museum. Put it in a museum. That's where they should be, in a museum.
No. Listen, I get that. That kind of shit should be tossed. But then again, we don't want to forget what happened either.
Right.
Because it for generations to come, it helps to not make the same freaking mistake.
Yep.
Because racism is always going to be a part of our society, no matter how much we try to get it out. You know what I mean? There's going to be scumbags because there's so many people. You know what I mean? There's tons of people. There's always going to be pieces of shit. But the majority, if we aren't, that's where we keep growing. That's where we keep growing as people, that we don't make mistakes like have in the past. Acevedo, and when we coming back this year, I don't know. You guys, real quick, you guys think yes or no?
No, I never. No.
Manfred really done goofed this time.
And I don't know how they come back from it this year. This is their time to strike while the iron was hot.
Yep.
And they completely missed it. And the players don't even realize that shit. That's the saddest part. We talked about it on Sunday night. We talked about it with the draft. I don't know if it was on camera or off camera. It's like, yo, bro, like, you're not even talking about being worried about catching COVID. It's all about the money.
Yep.
It's not even about the fans. It's not even about the love of the game. You know what I mean?
That's the thing, Pete. It's all about the dollars and cents. So when we can read right through it now, if you would have came out early and said it's all about COVID, then we can't say anything to you, right? I mean, we don't have a leg to stand on. But the way they've gone about it has been completely wrong. And like I said, most of us can see right through it. There were some good ones, Don. We talked about them. I know there's 6 or 7 a good plus. There was a lot of good pluses. Some like from 7 on, there's a couple of sleepers in there that I would throw a couple bucks on. We talked about it the other show. Might have been agree, disagree 2 weeks ago. That we discussed some good ones.
I don't know if they're considered a plus. I haven't looked at the betting thing, but somebody who's kind of outside the easy ones, I would say the Rockets. Just because you're looking at a Harden, Westbrook, they never really do anything in the playoffs because they're going a million miles an hour. They're dependent upon on their own teams to do everything. Now that 3-month break, kind of a 3.5, 4-month break when it's all said and done, they're not going to have that wear and tear like they did.
Absolutely.
And then I'll add real quick my dumbest thing. Just this, it's not the Brandon Brooks, him getting injured. I mean, that sucks. But it's the whole situation. Jesus. We know going into a year that injuries are going to be a storyline because it's Philadelphia. It's not just the Eagles, it's Philadelphia. But are we now getting to the point where now we don't even have to wait for the season to lose our guys? I mean, we're 3 months out. We're not even at training camp yet, and we're losing guys. It's like this guy's walking down the street and we're losing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it sucks. It sucks. It's a huge loss.
I hope and
it was expected.
Yeah, it was getting a little too calm. You know what I mean? It was a little too easy.
It's like that guy, as great a player as he is, he just can't run away from the injuries recently in his career.
Shame.
Yeah.
And it's really sad because he's one of the best guards in football.
Yep.
he just can't get away from some of these major injuries. And it's sad to see. And now you're talking about, how long till he's back to the guy he was. Well, he always seems to come back pretty strong. So, I have confidence in next year he'll be back to himself. But, there's another one creep up again. So it's just something you deal with when you're talking about a guy like this now. It's sad. It's sad.
And I know a couple months ago, Tom, you guys were doing a show on like the best combos in Philadelphia sports right now or in history. One that kind of goes under the radar because of the position, because nobody's really going to talk about linemen. But, I could argue right now in Philadelphia, one of the best combos was Lane Johnson and Brandon Brooks. That entire right side, they fed off of each other. When Lane was out, Brooks kind of struggled a little bit and vice versa. So I'm not saying Lane Johnson's great just because of Brandon Brooks, but, it's a big year for Lane in his own right. But
Lane's the most important, though, because we've witnessed that.
Yep. We lost the 10 games. Yep.
Yeah, we've witnessed life without Lane. It's nowhere as good. Lane Johnson, it's not a shot at Brooks. Lane Johnson's more important.
Well, I just think it's not – you're right. It's not a shot at Brooks. I think it's just based off of the position. Like we talk about, the tackle position by default is usually more important than the guard.
That's where all the ends are. That's where all the pressure, you know what I mean, essentially. That's where all the guys get paid big money to come get you,
Yep.
So, not that guard's not important, but I think your center can really help your guards out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm okay with where we're at guard-wise right now. I think we're going to be okay. I still think we're a top 10 offensive line still. Just because of, it's tough to say, but just because of Kelsey and Lane, I still put us up there now. It's tough. I mean, who am I missing? Who's the guard? Salmalo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's good too. So I mean, I think that three are still really good. And if Diller can be good, and live up to expectations, then this line could be a top 10 again.
Mm-hmm.
I got him right outside of it now. But that's a big loss. I mean, I can't have him inside the top 10 anymore.
Thank you, Gavin. I completely forgot to bring that up. Thank you.
No, but it's record without Lane now, and I'm pretty sure
it's not good either. Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
So this is via Zach Berman. In Brandon Brooks' 4 years in Philadelphia, the Eagles are 41-23 when he plays at least 50% of offensive snaps. They're 0-6 when he's out or plays fewer than 50% of offensive snaps.
No, that makes sense. But that's also in-season injuries. That's also a quicker adjustment for guys. I don't want to say there's a good time for an injury, but if there is, it's in the offseason.
Yep.
You can sort of get another guy up to speed, ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'll buy into. But I guarantee the Lane is worse. Even though it's 0-6, Lane's worse over time. Like, I don't know. None of them are good. None of them are good. In the 6 games that Carson play, I need to know them things too. You know what I mean? How many games did Carson play in them 6 games that Brooks wasn't in too? I know Carson played in 2016 without Lane, and they went from 4-1 to shit in the fucking bed. I remember that loud and clear. So that was always going to stick out to me. Not that Brooks isn't monsters. 0-6 tells you a lot, but it's also small sample size. Was Wentz healthy? There's some factors, but still, regardless, not a good one, boys. Not a good one.
Nope.
But yeah, that's it. Anybody got anything else?
Nope.
No, sir.
Good stuff, everybody. Good stuff.
Man, we love you all chiming in. We appreciate all the comments that help drive this show and every show here at AQ Radio. Stay tuned tomorrow night. I know you have the Hockey Happy Hour, boys. Is there a lazy booking tomorrow night?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, good.
Who's he interviewing?
It is Mr. Bill Alfonso.
Okay, Bill Alfonso's
former
back.
ECW rep and a hardcore wrestling legend.
Awesome. Bill Alfonso is back tomorrow night, so you'll have him on Lazy Booking and then followed by the Hockey Happy Hour. And then Friday, you have On This Road to Victory with Jim or Eagles Junkie at 7 o'clock. And then Saturday, the weekly roundup. I guess, what time are they doing it now? 6?
1 p.m.
They're all over the place. You get the soccer at 10, right?
Andy shows later on in the night around 9 Eastern our time.
It is very, I mean, it goes on. You got agree, disagree Sunday. There's so many. Fucking check us out. Subscribe, get the reminders. It helps you keep up. What else did I have? Thank you to the Specialized Physical Therapy, our doc, make them yours, Dr. Paul Vidal, Find them on the web, especially on physicaltherapy.com or on the Cherry Hill Princeton location. Tell the boys from H that they'll take care of you. Gavin, Palatero, Prism, Don, Lord. Love you guys. Jay, all you guys chiming in. TTP was in the house earlier. It was good to hear from him. Good to hear from some of the guys we haven't heard from in a while. And if I missed somebody's name, always in here. I apologize. I think I got everybody. Thank you to Andy for being a geek, and thank you to you boys for a great show. 3 hours.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Order a beer dial for Tom Arnone, Ryan Brodo, Ralph Dellavecchio, Evans, Frank Vespe, the family joining us. We appreciate you. We love you. Everybody continue to stay safe, healthy out there, and the road to 3K on YouTube. Can't believe we're not at 3K on YouTube. We have so many followers on other platforms. I don't know.
We'll get there.
Yeah, I don't know. People just don't know us over there. Now you know. All right? If you didn't know, now you know, motherfucker. Love that song, too. Great song. Great fucking song. Great song. Wish we could play that right now. Love it. But fucking so many good ones. Fucking fuck Facebook.
You too, Brian.
Sorry. Jesus. Hey, you know, what work there, Brian? You're like you know what I mean? You're smelling, waiting for it. I love it. Later, Lord.
There, Lord.
Yo, I put respect on his name tonight, man. Didn't I? Didn't
Yep,
I?
earlier you did.
I mean, yeah. Look at me. You know what I mean? Look at me. I felt good about putting respect on his name because I think it's fucking facts. And I do think the NFL blackballed his ass. I look at facts. Nobody wanted political nightmares. Oh my God. We're billionaires. All right, shut the fuck up. The guy's better than freaking some of the slop I've witnessed in the NFL.
Clayton Thorson.
Yeah, and he's not good, but he's an athlete. And in the NFL, if you're an athlete, you should be on rosters. Or at least he was. I don't know if he's any good now, but in terms of running around. But great show. That's it. Ambuck Services, ambuckservices.com. Gutter guards, gutter restoration, deck restoration, everything on the outside. 20% off. Tell them the boys from A2D Radio sent you. Boys, great show. See you guys again next Wednesday. Everybody chiming in. Turn the goddamn alerts on. Don't make me have to ask you all again. Okay? And if you're not subscribed to YouTube and you're listening right now, can you just go subscribe so we can 50K? I mean, we got 50K on Facebook, like 20K on Instagram around. How the hell can we get can you guys do me a favor? I'm about to start paying y'all. I mean, go hit the subscribe over on YouTube. We're right there. There's like 30 people watching right now.
Please.
Head on over. We can do it now. It's up to you.
And the alerts, especially the alerts.
Go over to YouTube, subscribe. Get us over that damn hump.
Go on, Ralphie, shimmy. Oh, I thought
There he is.
There it
is. Little late night show for Mr. Dellavecchio. We out.
Peace.
We were. Now we're out again. There we go.